FM. Your home for NFL primetime games. 1580, The Fanatic.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. A good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White because, well, it's Friday the 13th, and he does not like Friday the 13th, so he will not be with us. But Harris Hicks is in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is on the way, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, it is, but it's also other days. There are other days here, but it's like we're not going to do it. Well, I mean, it's also National Blame Someone Else Day.
Oh, is it?
And then National Sewing Machine Day. I'm not going to do either of those things, but I blame Harris anyway. I will blame Harris.
Ironic that it's National Blame Yourself Day or Blame Others Day, and Ralph is joining the show. I feel like it's just perfect time.
How do you figure that makes any sense?
Oh, I mean, just knowing him and kind of getting a gauge on how we can deal with his problems at times.
So you think because he's a bandwagoning fan and he loves to crap on all the sports of Arizona that he would immediately blame somebody else?
Oh yeah, see, he sees how much we love our hometowns, and he gets a little bit envious at times.
I just don't understand how that translates to blaming somebody else.
I think it just does. I think it's just one of those things where sometimes
you're just trying to put a round peg into a square hole here. I think that's what you're trying to do.
Round peg into a square hole.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that expression.
You just want that to be a thing, but I'm afraid not. No, I can't allow this mixed metaphor to continue.
Maybe you're right. Shoot.
I'm always right. The sooner you get used to it, the better. If you are watching us on the YouTube or the Twitters or the Facebook, you'll see we have an American flag flying proudly behind us, and is because tomorrow is Flag Day. So, don't forget to put your flags up.
Yeah, it's a big day for the Panthers on Flag Day, Jeffrey.
Why is that a big day for
the Panthers? They're representing America. The Canadians, they booed our national
anthem.
I
was thinking about the NFL Panthers when you said that.
Oh, no. The other Panthers in the South.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, last night did not go their way.
Nope.
I tell you what, both of these finals are a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and last night watching that hockey, I mean, they were down 3-0, and it's just like, here they come. And that was a lot of fun to watch.
I remember seeing it go to 3-0, and I was like, oh man, it was 13-3 at one point in total shots. Edmonton was getting nothing, Jeffrey. Nothing. And I go home, and I actually went home to a surprise party. It was pretty cool. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna
surprise, your girlfriend's not here.
Yeah, she's not here yet, at least, but she is. She'll be coming. So I came home, thinking, I'm just going to watch the highlights. It's a blowout. I can see the stats. And all of a sudden I look, and Edmonton is in it. Holy crap. It's in overtime. Mm-hmm. Find out Florida was actually the one that had to score to get it into overtime. Holy crap. This Stanley Cup series, man, this might go down as one of the best Stanley Cups ever.
Yeah. I mean, every game in overtime. Right.
Except for one. Game 3.
What does that tell us? Oh, yeah. But still, I mean, seems like every game in overtime. So what does that tell you? I mean, if you are going to compare the Stanley Cup finals to the NBA finals, which one's better?
I think the Stanley Cup. For sure.
You're right.
Because not only that, it has the rivalry element. Last year, Jeffrey, these two teams met, and it went into 7. We had to get a 7th game to decide that series, and it was close. So this just the rivalries there, the culture war. I mean, sports is great when you have a good old-fashioned culture war, and you've got America versus Canada in the however long streak on the line of the Americans taking the Stanley Cup from the proud Canadians. That's on the line. There's just so many storylines here that you cannot miss.
Well, I'm sure we'll have more to talk about in regards to this, and also, of course, the NBA finals kick back up again today at 5:30. So we'll, of course, be watching that. 888-368-1580. T-Licious says, "Happy Friday, mofos. Help me get through the last 75 minutes of work. I am so done." What do you do for work, T-Licious?
Yeah.
Kind of curious.
Yeah.
Harris's dad says, "It's amazing. Only 5 shooters are under par at Oakmont. Pin placement will be 3 times harder tomorrow." Yeah, some amazing things happening in the U.S. Open as well. Here's one amazing thing, and that is Patrick Reed is right at the cut line, and I think he's not going to make it. After yesterday's
Randy
albatross.
would be happy. Randy, that's
he has an
insane.
albatross, and then he's not even going to get to continue. But, another amazing thing happens today is Victor Perez got the second ever hole-in-one at Oakmont. It's only happened one time before in the U.S. Open, and now today, Victor Perez, he nailed it, and he's in pretty good position right now. He's tied for 8th, 1 over par. It would have really sucked if he got a hole-in-one and he was still below the cut line.
Yeah, that would be really telling. It's always the guys who you never expect getting hole-in-ones, Jeffrey. It's always the guys you never expect.
So we can get into the U.S. Open stuff more here in just a moment. But today is Friday the 13th. And listen, I'm kind of glad Randy took the day off because he's really super superstitious. He claims he's not. But then when Friday the 13th happens, he's kind of hard to be around.
He gets scared.
Well,
right.
Yeah. And well, the good news is this will be the only one we get this year. So this will be the only time Randy goes off and hides under the sofa. But next year there'll be 3 of them.
Oh my gosh.
There'll be 3 Friday the 13th next year.
You're telling me Randy gets 3 days off next year? Non-negotiable.
No, he just takes them for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Most Americans don't even care about today being Friday the 13th. Most people do not feel unlucky. Most people don't fear that sort of thing.
Right.
But men are twice as likely as women to think that Friday the 13th is an unlucky day, and they're more likely to consider themselves superstitious. Well, sports. So,
really?
By the way, Krispy Kreme has promotion today.
Promotion today.
You can get a dozen original glazed donuts for 13 cents with the purchase of any dozen at regular price.
Okay, when doesn't Krispy Kreme have a promotion? It seems like they always do.
They know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? They know how to promote. So well done on their part.
13 cents. You're telling me they have a one for 13 cents. That is okay. Well,
it's buy one, get one for 13 cents. So.
Oh, get one donut. I thought
You're
you said
not
a
listening
dozen.
again.
Wait, no, you just said a dozen.
Okay,
you just said a dozen.
I read it out loud with my mouth. I said customers can receive a dozen original glazed donuts for 13 cents.
Oh, yeah.
With the purchase of any other dozen at regular price. I said that.
Okay, now it just clicked. It was just a lot. It was just a lot for me.
We got to get like one of them candles you stick in your ear and it pulls the wax out because you don't listen.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I'm trying.
Bruno Baller says we can blame Harris for breaking a sewing machine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I haven't seen a sewing machine in quite some time.
Yeah, I don't know if Bruno Baller broke a sewing machine, maybe.
Well, no, he was blaming you.
Yeah, I broke it on National Blame Others Day.
Yeah, but we're not
right.
We're not observing that.
Right. No.
I don't even know what we are observing, to be honest. I don't think there's any need to observe anything.
No.
Chosen One says, afternoon, gentlemen. Perhaps Harris meant Ralph being a bandwagon fan and blaming others when his teams don't perform. Don't try to help him. He says, also, I believe it's a square peg in a round hole, as if it's the other way. The round peg would fit in a square hole. No, it wouldn't. Not if it's the same thing.
It's all about size.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all about size.
And anything on Harris will fit into any. Anyway, Baker's Cocky Hen says Stanley Cup is much better. There's no Stephen A. Smith or Kendrick Perkins.
This is true. This is so
good point.
100% true. Yep.
T-Licious says he works in the warehouse. He pick, pack, and ship. That's what he does. There you go, man.
There you go.
Do you have good air conditioning or is it swamp cooler? Ugh, that is like that's almost worse.
Is T-Licious local, Jeffrey?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but I know he
don't
works,
Hope
so whatever,
Hope
you
he
know.
has air conditioning, man.
I'm
Maybe-
assuming he's local.
yeah.
Just the tip says Harris hasn't heard round peg and square hole, huh? What friggin' hole has he ever lived under?
What hole have I lived under? I haven't lived under any holes, man.
Just the tip drinks.
Yeah, he does. He's unfiltered.
So
That's a
anyway,
compliment. Just the tip.
so let's take a quick look at where things stand with the U.S. Open. Right now in the lead, Sam Burns sitting there with 3 under par. JJ Spawn is tied for first along with Thomas Dietrich for 3 under par, but Sam Burns is on top of the pile at the moment. Thurston Howell Lawrence III is in 4th place, Victor Hovland in 5th. And let me just scroll down here and see where our guys are. I want to see how we are doing.
Well, Sam Burns, Randy's guy,
Randy's guy is
killing it.
numero uno.
He is killing it. I mean, I wish he were here. I get it. You know, it's Friday the 13th. That's Randy's got to. He's got
That
to
shows
hide
you.
that day, but
Shows you, Randy. It's
shows
not
you.
bad luck. You're in first place, man.
but that also shows you how scared he is of Friday the 13th. Sam Burns is making Randy look like a genius. Why wouldn't you relish in that?
How are you looking with Joaquin Neiman? Where is he at?
Not good.
I'm
He
scrolling.
is. He is far.
I'm
far.
scrolling.
I'm also scrolling. I can't even. Oh, I see him.
Where is
Holy
he?
moly. He's 10 over. He is 98. Wow.
Where's my boy? Where's Scheffler at? Where's Scheffler? I see Alexander Schauffele is +4.
Yeah.
Where's my boy? Oh, Scheffler is not in as bad a shape as I thought he was. He's tied for 27th
It's a gruesome course, Jeff.
with a lot of people.
Gruesome course.
That's what they say, and then they just keep making it harder, I guess.
Oh, they do. That rough is insane. Like watching them try to hit out that rough. I don't understand how they don't totally blade it when they get full contact too. Because you know when you blade it, it means you like just overshoot the crap out
You're
of
using these terms that I don't know because
Oh, okay. They're like really like niche golf terms. Bladed is when you try to hit like a chip shot from the rough and then you just sail it over the green. I would blade it every time, is what I'm saying. In that rough.
I've never heard anybody say anything about blading anything.
Really? It's a thing. It's a term.
I
It
am
is.
suspicious
Are you
about
really?
that being an actual term.
No, it's a term.
Does anybody else know this term? Is it
My
like
dad might.
microblading when you had your eyebrows done?
I haven't had my eyebrows done ever. These
Mm-hmm.
are natural, believe it or not. I get that a lot though. People ask me that all the time.
Do they really?
No, people don't.
Yeah,
ask
I
me
didn't
that.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people don't ask me that.
Cabana says dozen donuts at Krispy Kreme costs over $20, not worth 13 cents just for 1 dozen of bad donuts. Well, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I guess Cabana's not a fan.
How do you say Krispy Kreme is a bad donuts? Stop it. They have the best donuts possibly in the world.
I'm not impressed.
What?
I've had
Ugh.
Krispy Kreme. I'm like, okay, it's a donut. Okay.
I can't even look at you.
Chosen One says
Can't.
blading is 100% a golf term. Nice work, Triple H.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've never heard it. I wonder why I've never heard that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Not sure. Randy would know it.
So back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Now it's all tied up 2-2.
Yeah.
Drizadel just, made it happen one
He's
more
been
time.
Clutch, man. He's been. I mean, if Edmonton wins it, you have to give him the Stanley Cup MVP. You have no choice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so if the Panthers win, who's their MVP? Is it the goaltender? I mean, you can't really give it to him yesterday.
No, Sam Bennett's been really good. You could give it to him. Kachuk even. It's actually kind of a toss-up between Bennett or Kachuk that could get it. One or the other.
Hmm.
We'll have to pull up the odds. See what the
Let me
bettors
know.
are
I'm
thinking.
just kind of curious what the thinking is out there.
Yeah. It'll be a close race if Edmonton doesn't win it.
Feel like we've got a pretty good thing going on between the Pacers and the Thunder.
We do. We have
I
a
mean-
great thing. It's an exceptional series, Jeffrey.
If it follows the script that the Stanley Cup Finals have put out, then Thunder will win tonight.
I mean, they're the favorite, and a lot of people think that they're going to win. They have to make some adjustments, Jeffrey. I mean, how are they going to get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander switched from Andrew Nembhard? Because Nembhard, it's honestly insane to me. The player that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is when Andrew Nembhard is in the game and when he checks out of the game. that time in 2014 when the Heat were in the finals against the Spurs, and there's that like viral moment of Kawhi Leonard checking into the game and LeBron just like rolling his eyes, like seeing him check in the game. That's sort of like what Andrew Nembhard is to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now. And Oklahoma City needs to figure out a way to get some switches to make sure that he's not guarding SGA every time, like game 3.
Yeah, it's a tall order, I think, right there. But
Very tall order.
The game starts at 5:30 p.m. and it's over on ABC channel 15, or it's on 15. I'm sure it's on ESPN as well.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the betting lines on that. You've got Pacers plus 195. OKC favored by 5.5 points, and the over-under is 227.5. What say ye, O better of great experience?
Yes. Game 4, I will stay away because Oklahoma City hasn't lost back-to-back games. I may take OKC money line. I just don't like the price. They haven't lost. I think they've only lost back-to-back games like 3 times.
Are you surprised where the line is right now?
A little bit. Or
is it just looking at the same thoughts you are, saying, well, okay, Thunder ain't going to lose back-to-back. You know, this whole thing. If this thing goes in a dotted line, the Pacers will win in 6. But
yeah.
I'm a little surprised at this, to be honest.
What makes you surprised?
I thought it would be a closer line at this point because the Pacers have proved by being up 2-1 what they can do. The Thunder are still good. I thought we'd be at a 1.5 point spread, to be honest.
Yeah, I think what's happening is, so to quantify how good teams are on the spread, these computers will use these massive algorithms, and I'm not going to get into that, but they factor in the whole season of how good they are. Indiana, since March 1st, is 17-7 as a team. They have one of the best net ratings in the league since then. And they started out the season, Jeffrey, mind I tell you, with a lot of injuries. Halliburton was hurt. He was in a shooting struggle. Nembhard was injured. So I think these ratings with Oklahoma City and Indiana in these algorithms are just a bit flawed. They're just a bit flawed because Indiana is not that team that was playing in November, struggling to get over 500 and just hurled with injuries. They're a way better team. And I think the sports books are missing that. And because I thought that, I've seen a lot of opportunity to capitalize on making money on this team. That being said, since Oklahoma City's just so good on a back-to-back and they're so well coached, Dagnall will have adjustments. I don't think Indiana's going to win this game.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't expect them to. So if they do win this game, it's pretty well over.
Right.
And by the way, Nembhard, that just seems like something you call somebody when you were in junior high.
A Nembhard?
You're a real Nembhard.
Yeah, it really does.
What's going on with you, Nembhard?
I think I'm going to start using that.
I was the one who coined the phrase kick 'em in the Ginobili's.
You were the one, which, I mean, is ironic because he took one Ginobili for the Spurs. Yeah. Right.
So let's see. There's other phrases. I coined the phrase at wife point. It's like, oh yeah, I watched that show at wife point.
At wife point.
Yeah. That was mine. So if you hear anyone else that was mine. That's my original.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Hey, oh my gosh. Ringless Joe says, y'all really blocked me? What are you talking about, man? I'm reading your text right now. He says blocked by James. Oh, is that you're talking about the LeBron James thing?
What is Ringless Joe talking about? I don't even
know. It's Ringless Joe, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nobody blocked you, Joe. In fact, you didn't even have a thing on the restart, so
you're still here, Ringless Joe.
Hefty Lefty says better than Nim Soft. I guess that really just depends.
I guess
Just the Tip says Spawn just stomped his Spawn.
Yeah, he's been lights out. I mean, he did just
how did he stomp his Spawn?
I don't know what that means.
Because JJ Spawn, SPAUN, is tied for first at the U.S. Open. Are you trying to say his son is playing? That's right. Just the Tip drinks. Regal Beagle says, I'm a 9 handicapper. The term is that you scull a shot over the green. Buffalo Mike says, you're such an awesome golfer, Jeffrey, that blading or shanks, not really part of your vocabulary. Unfortunately, blading is very much in every other golfer's lingo.
See, Jeffrey's just so good that he's never even done it, right? See, he's never had to worry about it because he's never bladed a shot. It's darn near perfect. That's what you're coming at, Jeffrey. You just didn't know what it was because you never had to know.
No, I didn't have to know.
Yeah, you didn't have to know.
I wish I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Jersey Murph coming in here. It's like a couple guys having a nice conversation. He just wants to ruin our days. He says, you heard the news? Dimeback news? J Mart needs Tommy John. I thought that we knew that, though, didn't we? That was we figured as much, right?
We knew that he was suffering from elbow tightness. We did not know
that's right.
Specifics.
That was the other guy who had to go get Tommy John's.
Yep, which is bad because the Diamondbacks, I mean, their bullpen is already.
So 2 Tommy Johns in a row. UCL sprain for Justin Martinez.
Oh, that's bad. Really, really bad. Can't have
Man, we were having such a nice time on this Friday the 13th.
Right. And then he had to ruin it, Jersey Murph. I mean, I'll tell you, Justin Martinez throws hard, and he's got good stuff.
Well, not for another year, he doesn't.
Not for another year, though. And yet another crushing blow to the Arizona Diamondbacks, Jeffrey.
But here's the thing. He had a Tommy John surgery once before in 2021.
Sometimes you have to get it multiple times. I mean,
just get one once a year.
These people, and Ralph will have a lot more to say on this.
Not if I have my way.
Yeah. Yeah, you should just not let him speak on it, actually.
I'm fine. Let him speak. He knows baseball.
He knows baseball, but yep.
He ain't here yet, but he threatened us that he'd be here at 3:30. We'll see what happens.
Darn it. Yeah.
So let's take a break. We come back. We'll talk some more basketball, football, hockey, whatever the hell you want. Really don't want to talk about this Tommy John's thing very much because it makes me sad. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
All systems go. Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 125th U.S. Open Golf Championship. Sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's, we help, you save. 5-time PGA Tour winner Sam Burns shot 65 in the morning. It's looking better and better. 3 under for the week in a tie for the lead at Oakmont. J.J. Spawn made bogeys at 15 and 16 to drop back to -2. 2 over for the day, but on the way to making a cut at a U.S. Open for the first time in his career. Tristan Lawrence is back to 3 under, tied for the lead with Burns. Thomas Dietrich, 2 under. Victor Hovland, 1 under. The cut line right now, +7. Rory McIlroy is on that number after a birdie at 15. Defending champion Bryson DeChambeau lost 3 shots in his last 2 holes. Right now, he's +9. With this U.S. Open report, I'm Whit Watson, Westwood One Sports.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-1509. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-1509 or biglou.com.
The Rich Eisen Show.
I'm all for fair market, free trade, all that good stuff, right? Free agency. But I'm hearing that now schools can just pay players. I don't have a problem with them paying players. I have a problem if sports go away because they're not getting the money. In the same way, I had no problem with NIL. I just had a problem with, we don't know what it means. And there's no construct set up to run things in a way that's fair, equitable, and transparent.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Harris, your dad says, Krispy Kreme is awesome, except when they have the hot and fresh sign, and then they have zero that's hot and fresh. Harris's mom was pregnant with Harris and almost tore the store apart when she saw the sign, and they had zero donuts. Hell hath no fury like a pregnant woman that don't get what she wants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Regal Beagle says, here's a new game to play. Let's see what other common phrases Harris doesn't know. A bird in the hand, Harris, is worth?
I don't know.
You're right, Regal Beagle. Two in the bush.
I've never heard of it.
Mr. Wilbur says, that Tommy John's is really popular. They make really good turkey and Swiss on rye. Oh, yeah, I know. I love me a Tommy John sandwich. Hefty Lefty says, I used to play blades for 18 years. Then I finally got some cavity back, irons, and boy, was that a welcome switch from 2 rounds that I play every year.
Oh,
see, here comes Ralph messing everything up. Hold on.
Oh,
here.
no. Is he on there?
No, I just got to mute you got to mute your thing there. I muted you. Hey, Ralph. How are you, man? Sup?
Oh, hey, Ralph.
Sup? It's Flag Day, by the way. It's Flag Day, and what else?
You're having way too much fun with this technology.
Well, yeah, I'm getting
It's
used
like a
to
kid
it.
in a candy store, Ralph.
Yeah.
Good to see you, by the way, Ralph.
I
Good
wish
to
I could
see
say
you.
the same, man.
Oh, is that so?
You talked bad
No,
about me
that's-
yesterday.
That's fair.
No, I didn't. I don't know
Yeah,
what
you
you're
did. I heard
talking
you.
about. Yeah, Jeffrey made me do it.
I didn't. Oh yeah, let's blame someone else. Day.
It is blame Others Day. Jeffrey made me do it.
So what's new, Ralph? What's new with you? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna plug your show now, so later I don't have to worry about it.
Ah,
So Ralph is in a show called The Weekend Warriors,
Yeah.
and that's really all I know.
you know more than that.
Well, tell everybody what's the deal? What station's it on? What is the show about?
What station is it
I'm
on?
trying
It's
to
on
help plug you
1580,
here.
The Fanatic.
Oh,
From
you're on our
10
station.
From 10
I mean, no,
to
you're
noon.
no. I know you're on our station. Yes.
Yeah, from 10 to noon on Saturdays. Me, I've got my partner Neil Lynch, and then we have the legendary Philip Emerine also as part of that in our control room.
And so what you do is listeners call in and let you know what they have for sale, and then you just help them sell it over the radio.
Yeah, so there's a garage sale show. That's exactly what it is. We sell antiques.
That actually sounds pretty good.
That's where
Yeah.
Phil sells all of his feminine products.
Yeah, he does. Actually, he uses some of them in breaks.
He has his own line.
Yeah, he has his own line. Yeah, I bet.
You know what we're going to talk about tomorrow?
Phil's feminine products.
I have no idea.
Beer Bob says, well, if Ralph's going to be here at 3:30, can we just stop the clock now?
What clock would that be?
I don't know, Beer Bob. T-Licious says, just running on fumes, Jeffrey. And yes, we have AC. And yes, I'm local. Man, I'm glad you have AC if you're working in a warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
Not all warehouses get the full AC, man.
In this heat, gosh, you need AC. You need it.
Ringless Joe says the Suns should have picked up LeBron and Bronny. I'm not joking about that. LeBron has the hustle and the effort, the mentality. It'll be great to still be great. KD was great too. It's sad to see him go.
Where'd he
Okay,
go?
first off, that was never a good idea.
What makes you think the Suns could even get LeBron or Bronny?
Well,
Is that
back
even a
when
possibility?
there's been moments where, LeBron was not completely unavailable, but I mean, there's no reason he would leave the Lakers unless it was his thinking and going to somebody who was in a position to absolutely win, and we just have not been in that position, even with LeBron James.
Yeah, personally, he'd never leave LA. I mean, that's where his life is now. He's got his production company.
It's like
everything going
45-minute flight.
Why would he want to live in the desert when he has a mansion out there?
That's why I just said it's a 45-minute flight. You just go home.
No.
Hey, Scottsdale's pretty cool, Ralph.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scottsdale. Oh my gosh, this LA hierarchy.
Are you from
that he's
Scottsdale?
bringing? No,
Okay.
I'm not. I've just been there, and I'm like, this is cool,
I've
man.
driven through there. Okay.
I've lived in Scottsdale, and I got to tell you,
Old or new?
It was the most peaceful place I've ever lived.
Really?
Yeah. I don't. Ralph, do you think I lived with the peasants? Come on.
Maybe if Jeffrey gives you like a raise, I could live in Scottsdale.
You still couldn't live there. It's really expensive.
I said a raise. I never said how much.
You would need a heck of a raise. I already heard you got a raise, so that's enough.
That's true. Yeah,
I don't even know
you're
if he
right.
deserved it, but he got it.
Now you
I
can
do.
afford
I
a
do got to
studio
pick my
apartment. That's
battles.
good.
Oh,
Studio apartment in Maryville. Way to go.
Oh my gosh, cry me a river, Ralph.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, a few years ago, I worked for a temp service and took a job at a freezer warehouse for Peoria Unified School District. You'd think that'd be a great job in the summer, but no, you're freezing your ass off the entire shift and you're wearing a ski jacket and hat and gloves. Well, I don't mind that.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what you're saying. When you're in it all the time, it ain't no fun.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, Bronny has the hustle. Braun? Not so much. Oh, that's not true, Hefty.
That's ridiculous.
Hefty is a Lakers fan, by the way. LeBron James, when he decides to take command or will it into existence, he is still a physical specimen that I would not want to be defending when he goes to the basket.
Yeah.
That is just he's a scary freight chain of a human being.
When he turns it on, he's a top 5 player. When he turns it on.
Yeah. And he's not turning it on unless it matters or
right, because he doesn't need to, and he's too old to do that.
You think he's a top 5 player when he turns it on?
When he turns it on, when he turns his
can
game
still
up to play,
turn it on.
he can dominate a period at any time.
He can. I agree with that. I just don't know. Top 5?
Top 5 easy.
I don't know about that. I think there's.
Look at the Olympics, man. When he was on there, I mean, who'd they go to? Him?
Oh, Steph Curry.
No, who?
Who?
Never
What
heard of
did, I mean, Steph, come on. That game against France and that game against Serbia. Come on. That was some of the. That was honestly, that. Here's the take. You wanted a hot take the other day, Jeffrey. The U.S. Serbia
this
game.
is Friday.
The U.S. Serbia game was the best basketball game ever played.
You haven't been alive very long, have you?
It's another good point.
Gosh.
No, I'm sorry. I gotta side with Ralph on this one, Harris. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine, Jeffrey. It's okay. I guess I'll
Have you
get over
have
it.
you seen the pictures of Luka working out in the offseason?
I've heard.
He is huge.
Yeah, he's got a dumbbell in one hand and a donut in the other.
No,
he's just doing great.
You need to look at those pictures. He is slimmed down and he is cut.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And
First
listen,
time he's ever
don't
done that
bring
in
his
the offseason.
religion into this.
Well, you have to. It's cold.
Wilbur says, Jeffrey, it's Flag Day Eve. Well, I know, but we're not on tomorrow, so that's why we're waving the American flag on our vid screen. If you check us out on the Twitter or the Facebook or where's the other? Oh, YouTube.
Yep.
And just you can find us at 1580 The Fanatic. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moist One says, I prefer Luka uncut.
Of course you do.
Of course you do, Moist One. Also, big day for the Panthers on Flag Day, Ralph. We're talking about that.
No, you were talking about that.
The Panthers.
I was talking about
Yeah,
that.
so
Jeffrey wasn't doing
again,
so
that
much.
was the thing. He's like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 Panthers. And I'm like, I don't give a crap about the Carolina
Talking
Panthers.
Carolina? You talking the Michigan Panthers? What are you
No,
talking
he's,
about?
he's talking
Florida
about
Panthers.
the golfing, the hockey
ones that's in the
Panthers.
Stanley Cup, not the ones that just won like 5
And
games
this is a big
last
day
year.
for them. Why is this a big day? So they can realize how they blew a 3-0 lead at home to take a 3-1 advantage, and now they're in trouble.
As impressive as it was for Edmonton, it was depressed for them.
Oh, it's a huge loss. I mean, that's a big loss to lose that way. Ugh. Yikes! 3-0 lead at home to take a 3-1 lead, and you can't hang on to that.
Something that can change an entire series.
Oh, it absolutely did last night.
Yeah.
because the Edmonton was down and out. They needed that.
And to think Florida was the ones, despite being up 3-0, that had to score to put it in overtime.
Yeah, with 19 seconds left. That was
Goodness.
a great. Did you guys watch? That was a great game.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I was
was a
watching. That was
fantastic
fun.
game.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
3 of the
Yeah.
4 games went to overtime. I mean, just great games.
The only thing is so now it's a whole new series, and first team to win 2 wins. I think we all know the math. where does this leave us? How do you anal analyze the Panthers and the Oilers?
Well.
What do we even have? I mean, now, does this change your previous predictions?
Well, when you look at it rectally, I mean, which is what you're talking about. It's just an analyze.
There, that's better.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on here? I should be in the big box.
Oh, look, just how Jeffrey likes it.
Nope, wrong guy.
You know what, Jeffrey? Oh, that's
Oh
good.
my
Now I like it
gosh.
that
I
way.
want big box.
With me on the big box, and then you, the little peasants on the bottom.
People in their cars have no idea what we're babbling about.
I think what you should
I was
do,
messing with the video settings, everybody.
you should have Jeffrey on the big box, me on the little box, and then Ralph just like off the whole camera.
Well, there is a version where we don't even see. We can't see Harris now. There
I
we go.
like that version.
Dang it, you put me behind the logo.
He looks good.
It'll
That's
just
the best
depend
you've looked,
on how you aggravate me today. So can we get back to it? So,
Yeah,
so
so
now we have had 4 games,
Mhm.
and originally the common knowledge and thought was that the Oilers would beat the Panthers, but it'd be a good series. You know, maybe 6 games, maybe 7. So how are we feeling about this right now?
Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Had to touch my LA. I think if you're Edmonton, you're feeling really good right now. I mean, again, that was a big win for them. But I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm talking about us, you, Harris.
I feel good. This is going
anal
to go
analysis.
7. It's going to go 7, like we talked about. There's
He
no
wants
doubt about
my
it.
anal analysis, not yours.
Nobody
Ralph.
wants your anal. Well, maybe some people. But this is
Moist
going to go.
one.
Gosh.
Yeah, this is going to
Yeah,
go
moist
7
one
games, like we
does.
talked about. This will be a 7th game like last year, and it'll be a whoever can get that momentum at the end of the game. It's going to go 7.
Yeah, when Edmonton.
Wow, talk about a
Can we not do the
0
boxing?
and non prediction with any sort of
I
substance
like
behind
Edmonton.
it.
No, but I
Well
like
done,
Edmonton.
Ralph.
I already said I like Edmonton.
Is
to win
this the
thing.
kind of analysis we can look forward to on the Weekend Warriors
No, it's
every
better 'cause
Saturday morning?
Neil is giving it, so it's better.
Oh, is it better?
Yeah, we gotta.
Mm,
I think we need to have a
That's
conversation.
diss. That is a diss. Oh man, that's a diss. Anyway, so here's one thing I noticed. Power play penalties last night.
Mhm.
Florida had 11. Edmonton had 6. Or that wasn't last night. That was game 3 rather. So 11-6 disparity. Edmonton was just shooting themselves in the foot. It was 4-4 last night. So Florida just had so many shorthanded opportunities to score, and they did. And so when Edmonton doesn't shoot themselves in the foot, hey, we've got a series. It's a matter of if they can do that. That's
Well,
the big question.
What you're seeing in this series, and by the way, you have to shout out to Picard last night for Edmonton, their goalie. That save that he made in overtime
that was nice. Yeah.
was amazing. That he just got enough of the puck to hit it, so it hit the post and went away on the goal.
Yep.
But just to say, Edmonton looks like they're being worn down by the physical toughness of Florida. If you watch them play by this last game, Edmonton looks off their game. They're usually very finesse. They're usually all over the place. They make teams look, all over the place for them. They look like they're beat down because Florida is taking it to them and smacking them against the walls and knocking them down. And you can
Much more physical.
Yeah, over a 7-game series, when you see that in hockey, that physical team usually comes out on top.
Yesterday, 34 hits for Florida, 25 for Edmonton.
And they're big hits. I mean, they're really taking it to these guys. So I think you're starting to see that. So with these next 3 games, I don't know, man. Edmonton's going to have to find a way to battle through it, but it's going to be tough. I still like them to win this, but it's not going to be easy. It's just not.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get caught up on the text line and talk more about that and other things. This is Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Get our free app and listen to the Daily Blender everywhere you go. Get it today, wherever you get your favorite apps.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona, and they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike, and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Beer Bob says, did Ralph just say LeBron James could dominate a period anytime he wants? How do you know about his menstruation cycle there, Ralph? Last time I checked, I believe basketball plays quarters. You did say
I
period.
did say period. I was thinking
did.
hockey. He's right.
Yeah.
I apologize for saying period or not knowing his menstrual cycles.
Fourth Dimension will always keep you accountable, Ralph. That's what they do.
We got hockey on our mind, so I think you can forgive that flub.
Right. I
But
forget.
it's Ralph, so no one will ever forgive that flub.
I will, Ralph. Don't worry.
Wow, didn't that make you feel great, Ralph?
Not really, no.
Jersey Murph says, may I submit Connecticut versus Syracuse 2009 Big East men's basketball quarterfinal as the best basketball game ever with 7 overtimes.
Okay. I love college basketball getting brought up, and that game was freaking awesome. 09 Connecticut Syracuse. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was like Brandon Trish was in it for Syracuse, and UConn had a young Kimba. That was just a fun freaking game in the Big East tournament. But in terms of like quality of play and like the fan bases were there, the stakes were there in that. So you make a good point, but just there's nothing like the Olympics when guys are just playing for their countries and you have the best players in the world playing. And I love college basketball. I'm more of a college guy than the NBA, but even I have to say, like, that Olympics game with Serbia and the U.S. just had everything.
Yeah, so Cool Jr. says, Pacers in 7. Nobody asked. Are we talking about that?
2009, were you like, what, 6?
I was like 7 or 8. I mean, I was huge into college basketball, though. Like,
I
I
thought you
played.
meant you were huge and went on a diet or something.
On a what?
Nothing. Just go ahead. Just talk.
All right, Ralph. I'm glad I got to nerd out to that game.
Swadsman says,
yes.
Jeffrey, here at my client's house, I was forced to watch the U of A versus Coastal Carolina. good game, except Coastal Carolina won first game of the College World Series tournament. No, I say that's a good win right there because, F U of A in the ear hole.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's how I feel about it.
Coastal Carolina has won 24 consecutive baseball games. They haven't lost in like nearly 2 months.
They will.
You know that team that just gets red hot in Omaha. Heck, Coastal did it in 2017, Ralph.
I know.
When they won the whole thing, like they
I'm
this
rooting
team
for
is
Oregon State.
dangerous. They also have a first-round pick at catcher who was balling. So this is a good Coastal team with some pro talent.
Just because I lived in Oregon. Outside of that, I don't know anything.
I
about
thought you were
this.
just a fan of Beavers.
Well, we're all fans of Beavers, most of us. I was glad to see you Arizona lose because Harris was like, "Hey, are we going to talk about the College World Series today?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, why not?" Because UA is in it. And he's like, "Oh." So now they've lost. Go ahead, kid. Talk about it.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. It's going to be an interesting College World Series because, these past
Just tell me you Arizona loses.
These last, I think they lose.
Hey.
The fact that they got there is a little bit lucky. They benefited off of Texas losing way earlier than people thought they would.
What happened to ASU?
They lost UC Irvine. They just gave up too many. Like their pitches got blown up.
Shut your dumb face. Where's USC, Ralph?
They got knocked out in the regionals too.
USC has the most College World Series ever.
I know.
And they haven't been anything these last 30 years.
No, they won
30 years, Ralph.
That's not true.
Sorry, he's right. 20 years. 20 years.
When's the last time they won?
I don't even know. When was it?
It was in the 2010s, I think.
No,
Maybe.
they didn't win. That was UCLA, I think, right?
UCLA?
I don't think they won one in the 2010s. Yeah. I could be mistaken, but
you probably are. I have to look.
USC. Anyway, I'm going to give a prediction for who's going to win the College World Series. I don't know what the odds are now, but I liked betting Coastal at plus 650. That's my bet. Just sprinkle a little bit on them. I like LSU because here's the difference about the college game and the pro game. The pro game, you can't just rely on one ace to win you everything. Like you can't do that because you have a 5-man rotation. There's so many games. In the college game, sometimes you can get one guy that just takes over a game. And because there's not as many games, you can start him at more of a frequency. And so it just makes him so dangerous. LSU, Kane Anderson, is phenomenal. He's going to go number 1 in the draft, and he is their starting pitcher, for those of you that don't know. LSU is hot right now. Now, they do have an unfortunate draw against Arkansas, who is the 1A or the 1B in this College World Series. Arkansas is really good, too. They've got, what's his name, Wood, I'm not mistaken. He's supposed to go first round. Arkansas's got a pitcher that's really good. So that could be an interesting matchup. But I like LSU to win the whole thing. I think the winner of LSU and Arkansas wins the whole thing. And I like Coastal Carolina's value just because of how red hot they are at plus 650.
Yeah, the good value. I like Arkansas. I think Arkansas win. They're the one team. There's no doubt. I think they're the best team in college baseball that's left.
They've been so good all year, too.
They were 48-13 this year. I mean, they're a solid team.
Yeah. They were, and towards the end of the year, too, they were great. They've got a couple first-round picks on their team.
They're going to be tough to beat.
They've been so good. Like, year in and year out, they've been so good. They are going to be tough to beat. Yeah. I almost chose Arkansas, by the way, Ralph.
I don't care about almost.
So, So, no, that's him hedging his bets so later he can say when he's wrong, well, I told you I almost picked them.
I almost picked them.
It's not how it works. You turn off the airbag switch and we die like men. That's what you do.
All right.
You just pick a team
All
and
right.
you stick with it.
You got me. I hate it when Jeffrey has
I
a
got
logical
something
point.
I gotta ask about.
Yeah.
Why did the line move on Pacers and OKC? The line was 6.5 points on the spread in favor of OKC. Now it's 6.5. And the money line has gone up on Indiana to 195. So what is the reason for that shift?
Oh, just the market, just how many people place certain bets. It's a small
So
shift.
this has nothing to do with anything but the market.
No, it
Market's
has nothing
moving.
with anything to do with anything but the market.
Okay, I just saw that it moved.
What did
I
it
think
go from? I don't understand.
It went from 5.5 to 6.5. Full
in
points.
favor of OKC.
Yes.
That just means money went on OKC.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all it means.
Yep.
I thought when I saw a change, usually you don't see them change. So if you see a change,
You
I'm
see it.
thinking, did somebody get hurt? Did something going on that we need to know about?
If you're a betting man, you take OKC this game because
I'm not a betting man. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you have to take OKC tonight or whenever they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd be tempted to take the Pacers.
Yeah,
they are at home.
I wouldn't. And I've taken Indiana to win the series, and I took them last game. Told people to take them last game. I wouldn't take Indiana tonight because Oklahoma City's just so good on back. Like they never lose consecutive games. They just make good adjustments.
I think you take OKC the next 2 games.
Next
next 2, and then Indiana wins that one after that, and then they go to 7.
You know, OKC, if I were to have a bet, OKC -6, not too bad of a bet just because of how much they've shown a high frequency to just blow teams out in these playoffs. And coming out of a loss where they never lose, yeah, I think that's an intriguing one.
Well, I mean, if you follow the pattern, this is going to be Indiana winning in 7 because they'll just win every other game and then it's over, right?
My goodness.
I think OKC wins in 7. They'll break the pattern with the next game.
You think so?
They win 2 in a row. Then they'll lose, and then they'll win game 7.
Here's my question, Ralph. Do you think Oklahoma City can win a close game?
Yeah.
They haven't shown it.
I think they can.
Because I'm always.
Wait, what was the question again?
Do you think Oklahoma City can win
Oklahoma
a close game?
No,
Not
you're right. They haven't. It was Indiana that won the close games both times.
Both of them. Throughout the playoffs, they've done that. Oklahoma City has not won many close games in the playoffs.
Have we seen Oklahoma City come from being down 10 or 15 points to come back and win games the way the Pacers have consistently
it's not their
done?
style. Their style is to take over early and then run away with it.
Yeah.
So if they don't thump you, they lose.
Right. And I think you'll see them like tonight. They'll come out of the gates, take over, and you'll never look back.
Yeah.
And then I think you'll see that when they go back, the next one as well, when they go back home.
Yeah.
Ready for a conspiracy theory? So Adam Silver, who is looking at the evidence of what happens when small market teams end up in the finals and the ratings are not great, is like, all right, guys, this has to go 7 to get the money we need from the TV deals.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. The real game is game 7. He hangs up.
Because
what if the fix is in to go 7 games to make sure that, okay, well, the ratings aren't great, at least we're on and we make money off of the advertising?
No, Phil would poo-poo you right now.
Well, bring it up to Phil tomorrow then.
He doesn't like conspiracy theories, but
Phil doesn't?
He lives in that mindset. Basketball doesn't do that. It's just a sport. No, you're an idiot. It's
Oh
a
my
business.
gosh.
It's a
Phil's just not a
business.
critical thinker sometimes like us, Ralph.
Wow, Harris just called Phil stupid.
Phil, did you hear that?
You better take notes there, Ralph, and share this with Phil tomorrow.
I'll just share the video.
That's what we bring on the Daily Blender. We're critical.
Oh, no, don't we? No. Harris, you're too new to be saying we or speaking for the show. You do not speak for the show.
Yeah.
Cool Jr. says, I don't think anyone's going to win back-to-back until the Pacers game 6 and 7.
It's possible, but I think you'll see it.
So it's like this. Oklahoma City sort of reminds me of this team. The whole college basketball season, we thought Duke was by far the best team because they were blowing teams out. Like they played ACC teams, destroyed them. You look at all the analytics and all the talent they have. Oh my gosh, this team is insane on paper. And then they go and they have to play a close game against Houston. And it's a young team, really young team. And the stage gets really, really bright. And what happens? They press them, a couple bad turnovers. It was Sion James threw a bad pass. Con Knipple turned it over. Cooper Flagg missed some shots. And the stage was just too big. Knipple. And Houston ended up winning because Duke fumbled it and gave it to him. Oklahoma City, now I'm not saying they are that. I'm just saying we don't know if they can win a close game. Are they a Duke who's so amazing on paper, whose analytics are so good? Like you put it through a simulation, they'll win it every time, but they just freeze up in close games. Are they that team? Remains to be seen.
Ringless Joe says, no, the greatest moment in basketball history, blocked by James. Nothing compares to that. It has it all. The intensity, the back against the wall feeling, the athleticism, the luck. What the hell is he talking about?
He is talking about greatest games in history when I brought up that U.S.-Serbia game.
Well, which one is blocked by James?
It's the 2016 NBA Finals. He's bringing up a moment, not a game, though. He's shifting the conversation.
Just a Tip says, curious if any Coyote fans cheer for Utah. I'd say no.
No.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I doubt it. Hey, if you're a Coyotes fan, are you still cheering for this Utah? What is it again?
They're the Mammoth, aren't they?
The Mammoth.
A group of people can't be a singular thing. That bothers me.
I thought they're the Mammoths. They're the Mammoth.
I don't know what they
it's
are.
It's literally the Mammoth.
I thought it was plural. Oh, really?
The Mammoth.
Yeah.
Utah
So
Mammoth.
Dumb. So dumb.
Literally the Mammoth. Is my face frozen on that thing?
No, Harris, we can see you moving around.
Oh, that's really odd on my iPad.
It's a radio show. Nobody cares.
On the yeah, you're right.
And it's your face. Equally so. Moist One says, I speak for the show when I say Harris speaks for the show, but you do not speak for the show either, Moist One. The superfans of the Fourth Dimension speak for the show more than Harris does. They've been here.
They've been
day
here a
in,
while.
day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year by year. Year, it's time to retire. I've had enough of this.
What have they been in rehab or
I
prison?
just
or
realized
what?
I'm exhausted. I'm done. I think I'm just going to walk off the show.
Join Randy and hiding in the sofa on Friday the 13th.
I can call Neil.
You call Neil?
Yeah, in that case, never mind. I'll stay.
Thought that would get you to stay on.
Oh, good.
Hey, you hear about Westbrook is declining the option with the Nuggets. Who cares? I mean, he's done, right? He's not maintaining a level of great play like Kevin Durant has. So does anyone care? Is Westbrook got a home coming, or is he going to be, heading off to the sunset?
I think he.
Here are his stats. Averaged 13.3 points, 44.9% shooting, 6.1 assists, 4.9 rebounds, 27.9 minutes over 75 games for the Nuggets. Who wants Russell Westbrook? Raise your hand.
Nobody.
Do you remember, Jeffrey, when Allen Iverson played for like the Grizzlies and the Pistons and it just wasn't right? You remember that, Ralph?
No, that's why I don't.
Yeah.
What's
no one cared.
Exactly. It kind of feels like that. It just kind of feels like that.
Westbrook
It's an
hasn't been
iconic
relevant
player.
in years.
Yeah.
He's got 2 rings and, he's made some money. Well done. But it's probably time for him to show himself the door.
Yeah, and he was an iconic player, but those guys that are high athletes, they tend to decline more rapidly than those who are just great shooters. And Westbrook's one of those guys.
He can go. Yeah. Moist One says, how about Shaq on the Celtics? Good point.
Good
No
point.
one remembers that either, or on Phoenix. Nobody remembers that.
Westbrook was the career leader in triple doubles. He's got a history. He's got a legacy. He can go ahead and take a break now. Hour 2 is up next. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 125th U.S. Open Golf Championship. U.S. Open golf is a thin line between success and disaster. Victor Hovland made 3 bogeys and a double, but added 5 birdies and an eagle to shoot 2 under 68 today and stand at 1 under for the championship. Good enough for a tie for 3rd. After his round, Hovland admitted it was a long day.
Definitely tired, exhausted, because you're just focusing so much on every single shot. I'm very pleased with 2 under par, but also I know that I was 4 under at some point and missed a short putt on 6, but we're in a really nice spot after 2 days, so I'm just kind of happy.
Sam Burns leads at 3 under. The cut looks like +7. Defending champion Bryson DeChambeau outside the line, +7 today, 10 over for the week. With this U.S. Open report, I'm Whit Watson, Westwood One Sports.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
The basketball playoffs are wrapping up, but the action is still heating up on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. The app is simple to use. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code ROAM and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you get the $50 bonus credit just for playing. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. Puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. It's Friday the 13th, so we decided to skip the show, but we got Ralph from Harmon Solar. We got Triple H in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And so Russell Westbrook declining his option. He's going into free agency. I don't know what he's expecting. What would he have got if he stayed? $3.4 million player option. That's what he would have got. Do you think that he will actually command more elsewhere, guys?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I think you can get that pretty much around that area, pretty much anyone that needs him, but I don't see him getting more than that. He's not that guy anymore.
What do you say, Harris?
Yeah.
4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 10?
No.
I think one team will pay him more than that. There's got to be. I can't give you a team.
Well, then how do you know there's a team if you can't name one?
I can just say you put it in a vacuum, and I feel like there's one team that just sees something in him, says, hey, we need a good veteran presence.
What do you see in him other than veteran presence, though? You need more than presence. You need play.
To win a championship team. Yeah, to win a championship. I
Who
think that
can
can
he
be
help
enough.
right now?
He could help.
Who do you see needing his kind of help? His 13.3 points a game.
Yeah, I don't know if
The Suns.
Shut your stupid face, Ralph.
They could use a guy to give him 13 points.
You know, in all honesty, maybe we could use him. But is he any kind of a leader? Is he any kind of a leader?
He thinks he is, but
he'll
not.
fit right in.
I think he is. The Suns are not a. That's
We have no leaders.
The Suns are not a bad team. I think they could use him.
They're not a bad team.
Not a bad team for like suggesting where Westbrook could go.
So when you see Westbrook, hit the court, what are you suddenly thinking? How do we defend him?
No, you're thinking, why is he still here?
Just leave him alone.
He's in this weird spot because he's not your number one option, and guys that aren't your top options typically have to play a role that is sitting in the corner, spacing the floor, and he has never quite been able to shoot that consistently well from three. So it's kind of odd because it's a spacing concern. So I don't know. Phoenix maybe, because Phoenix just needs something.
Yeah.
We're just a mess.
And he might be able to bring something.
Maybe he can help their coach because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Dude, I wouldn't talk to the coach. I wouldn't make eye contact with the coach. He looks like a serial killer for sure. Did you watch his press conference?
No.
He's walking in and he's like, dude, normal. And all of a sudden, killer eyes.
Really?
And then all of a sudden, normal. And then as he's sitting there, he got all salty. They're like, hey, so tell us about this Michigan State connection. He's like, I earned this job. He's like, whoa, easy, dude.
He actually said that?
Yeah. He's like, well, I earned what I have or something like that. I'm just kind of like,
That's the wrong start.
But he has, as he sits there, as you watch his eyes, as he sits there, it goes from normal, serial killer, normal, and that's like I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe he'll scare the hell out of the refs.
If a coach has to tell you he earned a job, that tells you everything you need to know. That's like the guy that tells you, I'm an NBA player. I'm a star.
I think he said, I earned what I have. I think it was the words he said. I earned what I have.
Working at the drive-thru at McDonald's. That doesn't make any sense. I mean,
like, dude, we never heard of you before. I think these are all fair questions.
Right. I mean, I think they are. He should be very open to taking all those questions.
I mean, there are
Kinda
other
reminds me of, like,
coaches
Ted
that
Lasso,
were out
right?
there, and we passed on them. Didn't
It's
even
Ted-
pause to see if Thibodeau was a good idea.
It's Ted Lasso all over again, Jeffrey.
Oh, wow.
Right?
You know, I've never watched that. I should start watching.
Oh, you've
that
never
now.
watched it?
No.
It's a great It's a great comparison as far as a coach who just has no business being the head coach.
Pinisher says Westbrook will be in Memphis or Chicago.
Chicago would be really on brand because Chicago just takes like the teams who the championship contenders don't want, yet the teams who the tankers don't want. So Chicago might actually be on brand. That's not a bad suggestion.
Bruno Baller just asked me a question. He says, Jeffrey, you seem to like this kind of stuff. You're right. I do. I said it. I did the other day. How things get their names right. Well, absolutely. The question is, how did Utah get its name?
The state?
Utah. It was from the Ute Native American tribe. And that's just basically Utah. So that's how.
So it's the Ute tribe. And then when they saw they can have
okay.
two wives, they went,
Well,
so
actually,
Utah.
it meant people of the mountains, but now it means put your keys in the bowl. So, Harris, do you know what put your keys in the bowl means?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to let you ask your mom. 888-368-1580. Just ask her specifically. I think that that'd be a fun conversation for everyone.
So that's why Utah is the Utes, and they have on their logo they have the little
Utah.
tribal, the Ute,
yeah.
Yeah.
The nickname, the
Interesting.
Spanish nickname for the Ute, there was the Utah, and then from the Ute word Utahs, meaning people or people of the mountains. And so, you know how everybody does, just like you start saying it. Now it's just, hey, let's go to Utah.
You ever seen My Cousin Vinny when he says he's talking about the two Utes?
Yeah.
Same thing.
What do you mean Utes?
Yeah, he's talking about the two Utes.
So there you go, Bruno Baller. That's how the Mormons got the name of that state. It was not even them that made it up.
You learn so much on this show.
It was the Indians. Fighting Wampa says the real question is, do people get their money back if they purchase Coyote license plates from the MVD?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, listen. Fighting Wampa, there's something you should know better about, and you know this. The government will never give you money back once you've handed it to them, except during math, during April 15,
right?
If you're lucky. So T. Lisher says, Shaq was an all-star when he was with Phoenix. So suck it, Ralph.
I don't even remember him with Phoenix. I remember he was fat. He was slow, but I don't remember much more about him, that experience.
He was always kind of both of those things.
No, he
It
wasn't
just
fat
didn't
with the
really-
Lakers.
In Orlando, yeah. The Lakers, he was kind of, I think towards the end.
He was a monster with the
He
Lakers.
was sort of getting, but he was so good. It
Yeah,
didn't
towards
matter.
the end with the Lakers, he was getting a little sweaty, if you know what I mean.
I think Phoenix,
He was getting a little candy coated.
Sweaty.
You know what I mean? Where like you're sweating a lot and all you've done is the pregame warm-ups.
He always
You know?
sweated a lot. That was him.
No, you know who sweated the most? Who sweated the most? Come on. You know who sweated the most.
I'm trying to think who did.
Back
team
in the
was he
day,
on? What team?
New York Knicks
Knicks
had a
No.
flat top haircut.
No, not Bernard King.
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Patrick Ewing
He
was
sweated when he woke up.
always
He
dripping
totally
sweaty.
did. Yeah.
Sweatiest human being I've ever seen in my life to this point.
Yeah, you're right.
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, you are right.
He retains no water weight. Chosen One says, hey, Ralph, is the Suns' new coach saying he earned it in any different? Is that any different than LeBron saying that he's the GOAT? Does LeBron actually
Well,
say that?
I've never heard LeBron say that.
Yeah,
but
I don't. think
I've heard him say
either.
that.
If he has said that, I mean, I
Get
guess
me
he has
audio.
I've
Yeah.
heard him say that.
He has
Okay,
resume.
Harris, I'm serious. Get me audio of that.
Okay.
All right, if you don't have it on Monday, you a punk.
I'll I'll get you audio of it.
But I would say this, Chosen, he has a resume that you can look at, and he has an argument.
I'm just trying to get him to do what I want.
This guy that you're talking about, I don't know his name. No, I haven't. What has he done? He went to Michigan State, so he gets a job. I mean,
it was pretty cool how he said that. You a punk. You hear that? That was awesome.
Who said that?
I did. I said
you said you a punk
to Harris. I said, if
you
if you don't get audio of LeBron James saying that, you a punk.
I'm gonna get it to you quicker than Monday. Actually.
Very cool.
I'm gonna get it to you.
Really? How are you going to play it on air?
I'm gonna get it to you.
You're gonna have to
right
email
now.
it to the production computer so you can do that.
Yeah.
And then
put it in his mic.
Here.
You go cheap. You're going to go cheap and hold your phone up to the microphone, aren't you?
No, I can.
It works.
I mean, I did that the other day. But
yeah, you did.
The word producer is not even next to my name.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
You ask of it.
You're
I'll
a
get it loaded.
producer.
I'll get it loaded.
Produce.
I'll get it loaded.
Yeah, you're getting
Just Tip says Harris is typical of kids today. Very book smart. Absolutely zero sense of reality outside of those books. That might be true in his entirety of life, but when it comes to sports, I trust him shooting from the hip. I trust him, with his sports knowledge.
Oh my gosh,
he knows his sports.
Diss. That was such a diss.
In real life,
I appreciate the book smart. Yeah, in real life,
Moist
I'm
one.
right.
Oh, that's good. Still, Sean Sweaty Miller from U of A. Sean Miller, Sweaty Sean Miller, not as sweaty as
he
Patrick
sweats
Ewing.
a lot. Yeah, that's it. Really, it's close. I mean, you see that picture of Sean Miller just like sweating through his button down.
No,
Oh
yeah,
my
seen
gosh.
that plenty of times, man.
He's
Elzar
up
of the Mountain says, "I guess I'm a Ute. Time to open a casino." Well, I think there's some
Wow.
requirements for that. Good luck.
That's
Beer Bob says Patrick Ewing, he sweats in the shower. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. T-Licious says Shaq almost shot 70% free throws there. Here, it was his last good season. He
did have a
just
good
started
season.
figuring out how to make a free throw, right?
He did have a good season in Phoenix. Like 1 year,
What's a good season? What did he average?
I think it was like 17-7 or something. It wasn't bad.
One of his worst.
Harris,
seasons.
why did you send me this link? And by the way, LeBron James saying he's the best basketball player ever played the game. He didn't say the word GOAT. Did he say the word GOAT?
Well, I'll see. But best basketball player ever. I mean, come
To
on,
play the
that's
game,
pretty
that's-
much.
yeah.
Didn't say goat though.
Pretty much. Well,
Who is he talking
I
to?
got an audio clip pulled up, and I'm
Okay,
going to
let's
see if
hear it.
it's good audio. Oh,
Make sure
play
there
it
ain't no
now.
swearing.
Play it now. I don't know if
play
there
it
is
now.
swearing.
You better hope there's no swearing.
All right, I'm playing it now. Getting it ready. Getting it ready.
What did he say?
That's in jest.
Yeah, just I don't want to take a risk.
Yeah. So,
He's more
He
talking
didn't
about
say
how
I am
yeah.
the GOAT.
No,
he
he didn't
said
say
that made me the greatest player of all time. He literally said it.
He said greatest player to ever play the game.
No, he said greatest player of all time in the clip.
Can you play that part again?
I X'd it out. I'm gonna have to go
Oh
back
my
again.
God.
He literally said it.
You
He
never
literally said it.
close it out.
I think we're just like,
But he's
like-
referencing his time with Cleveland that he won a championship. That's all.
no, he's not. He said he's the greatest player of all
No,
time.
he's referencing when he played with Cleveland
Oh,
when he won
yeah,
a
yeah.
championship.
Yeah, he's saying that's what sent him over the edge.
He's not
over
going
Jordan.
out there and
He's the
saying
best
I'm
player
the
ever.
GOAT.
Yes, he is.
Chosen, you're
He
wrong.
literally said it, like right there.
Get the audio back.
Jordan is all right. All right, I'm getting the audio back.
Get the audio back. Bruno Baller says, just an opinion, but I got to see both Michael Jordan and LeBron James play. And if we're doing like some draft and I got number one pick, I'm taking Jordan number one.
A lot
Good
of his executives would agree with you.
So do you have this thing queued up or do we have to listen to the whole damn thing again?
I am pulling it up.
All right.
Pulling it
Walter
up.
Mellon says it was during his barbershop podcast. He talks about when he won a game. That's when he knew he was a GOAT. Everyone on the show looked at him like, you crazy.
Yeah. I just saying,
Lacrosse guy says, yes, LeBag did say that and called himself the king.
Well, he is the king.
Chosen one says, so I was right. Thank you.
I haven't heard that proof yet, so no, you're not.
Jersey Murph, what is all this? Why are you Is this just like trivia time? He's like, too long to read on air, but for your edification, why do ships use knots instead of miles per hour? Why is it a log book? And I'm not, you're right. I'm not going to read all this.
You want me to play it? I got
Yes,
it
go
loaded
ahead.
up.
Let's hear this.
All right, got it loaded up.
This is LeBron James. Wait a second. I stopped the audio. He said it so fast in the beginning. Turn it up and play that again. What is he saying?
That one made me the greatest player of all time. Here we
He's
go.
talking about Cleveland winning.
So
that's it right there. He admitted it.
Hmm.
Bam. He admitted himself as the GOAT. LeBron James
did say
admitted
GOAT.
himself greatest player of all time.
Got to use the
that
word.
win made me the greatest player of all
No,
time.
he literally said it right there. Jordan's never said it. LeBron has. I'm not saying
Well,
if it's
that's
a
what
good
Jordan
bad thing.
really is.
Yeah, no, Jordan didn't.
doesn't have to
This
say
is
it
true.
because the rest of us say it for him.
Yeah, this is true. I agree with you. I'm just saying LeBron, he said it.
Well, but then Moist One makes a good point. He says felt like he's the greatest player of all time.
That one made me the greatest player of all time.
Did he say the word felt?
No.
No. That
right.
he said, yeah, that's gosh. He said it. He admitted it right there.
Harris's dad says King James, just go back to the ESPN televised special, The Question. His ego has its own zip code.
That's true. He's right.
He's talking about the decision.
Mm-hmm. He's wearing that stripy shirt he got from Target.
Question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it was not great. That whole thing was just, it changed basketball for,
Yeah, that was
I
very
think,
bad.
the worst possible.
Ringless Joe says LeBron is the greatest player of all time. Made the finals 8 straight years in a row. Won on multiple teams. Brought a team that wouldn't have won anything without him to the finals 4 straight years.
I mean, Jordan?
No, I'm going to
You said
sound like
LeBron.
I'm going to sound like Stephen A. Smith here, and I don't love it that I sound like Stephen A. Smith here, but here we go. Since the Fourth Dimension really wants to talk about this, when you look at LeBron and Jordan's resumes, it's honestly really close. It's really close. But what gets me is that 2011 NBA Finals when LeBron was clearly really rattled. The stage was massive. He wasn't quite ready for all the just backlash that he would get from it, and he sort of froze up. So much so that the Mavericks put JJ Barea on him. They put JJ Barea on LeBron James, and he just wasn't shooting. There was a game when he had like 6 points. Like, never have I seen Michael Jordan have any type of collapse like that. And so when you look at their resumes and say which one has more blemish, definitely LeBron's has more blemish. Jordan's resume is just closer to perfect than LeBron's. So that being said, I would take Jordan, but if you want to use the volume argument, there's one that's fair for LeBron too.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking,
I
Jeffrey?
wonder if I should grow a beard.
You used to have one.
I've heard you
Yeah, I
could grow
know,
one
yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah. So everybody else has got the facial hair. I'm the only one that doesn't right now. I got stubbles, but
Wow.
sorry, you just talked for a while and I kind of zoned out. My
I've
bad.
seen you in a
No,
beard,
it's
so
okay. It happens a lot.
I got a good beard. What are you talking
it's
about?
not bad.
Yeah, my wife likes it. She likes the way I look with it, but she doesn't like to kiss me with it. But I think that might just be an excuse. She's trying to get out of something.
Yeah, so she'd probably encourage it.
So if I grow a beard, it's like,
I think you should.
it's not going to work in my favor. You know what
Let's
I mean?
see though. You should do it.
I might. Why not? Everybody else grows them in the winter. I'll grow it in
Maybe-
the summer because
Maybe
I'm
Harris
smart.
can grow one. Why don't you grow one, Harris?
Harris
Oh,
can't
mine's
grow a
just
beard.
bad. Like, it's just really bad. It's just, yeah, I'm not at that stage of life yet.
His
Ralph.
beard is
Puberty?
patchy. His
No.
beard is patchy hair as if
No.
he had just spent time at Chernobyl.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
And
what that
chunks are falling out of his beard. That's what his beard looks like. Just Tip says 5 Jordans would beat the living stuffing out of any other 5. Period.
Jordan never lost a championship when he was in one, right?
I do not believe
No,
so.
6 for 6.
That's
He
right.
never did. He never did. I think that's an overrated argument though, because LeBron went to so many finals and Jordan, instead of losing in some of those finals, just lost before it.
Well, if Jordan would have stuck with basketball and just played basketball, he probably would have won 10.
He'd have had
He
8
would
or
have.
10.
Yeah, he most likely would have.
Chosen One says, can you not hear the audio? He clearly said, that one right there made me the greatest of all time. It was a little bit hard to hear at first, but no, I'm with you now.
Yeah, I don't hear
He
it.
said
Chosen.
it. He did say it.
He said it. Yeah.
I'm not going to admit it.
What do you care? You don't even like
I just don't want
LeBron.
Chosen to be right, so I'm not going to admit it.
Okay, that's fair.
I just
Wilbur
want
says, Harris, your dad sounds pretty cool. Does he like whiskey?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we covered this the other day. He has his own barrel of whiskey that's fermenting as we speak.
He does have whiskey and he likes it. Yeah.
Moist One says, people love to forget how Jordan looked at the tall end. LeBron hasn't looked anywhere near that so far. At the tail end, sorry.
That's a good
LeBron
argument.
is still in great shape and able to play at a high level. you
Yeah.
know. But I don't see LeBron with cigar in one hand and a bottle of whiskey in the other, like Jordan did.
But at the end, Jordan didn't look great. Is he saying he did?
No, he says he didn't.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, yeah, he looked horrible with the Wizards.
Yeah, that's why this argument is close because LeBron has now the volume, and Jordan doesn't have that at the same time.
There's no
The
better
minute
older
you say
player.
I'm the GOAT, you have lost such a chunk of points on it.
Mhm, mhm.
Sorry, Ralph, what were you saying?
So there's no better older player ever to play the game.
No, you're absolutely right. And you can't even say he's reached his final older phase yet.
He's got a few years left in him, which is kind of
for
scary.
Sure.
I would not be surprised to see him go
Absolutely.
a couple more years.
Yeah, I don't know how long Jordan could have truly gone because it's not his fault. He had like Jerry Krause was just so in the way of that whole
Oh, of
Bulls
course.
thing. He could not stay out of the way. And had he just done his job and let the ship put the car in cruise control, the Bulls would have
Yeah, they'd have
9
10 titles.
Yeah, so many titles, but that wasn't the case.
The Beeve says, I'm pretty sure Kyrie Irving was the reason they won in Cleveland and Wade in Miami.
No, I'm pretty sure it was James.
Contributing
No.
factors, Beeve, but I don't know that you can remove LeBron James from the conversation. I mean, just because you don't like him, yeah. But by the way, Beeve, male or female? I'm just kind of curious.
Basketball's a team game, Beeve.
And the Beeve also says, I know, but in the finals.
No, in the 2011, 2013, I mean, LeBron was so good in those finals. And even with Cleveland, he was the best player by far in those series. It's sorry to come at you strong here, Beeve. I'm just very passionate about
Never
this.
go strong at a beef,
Yeah, dude, I could
The
get
Beeve
that.
is male, by the way.
Okay.
especially a male beef.
I really just asked you that to
Right.
make sure before Moist One came at you.
Yeah.
Talking about how much he loves the Beaver, you know. Ward, you were really hard on the Beaver last night. Yeah, June, I'm sorry about that. And by the way, Ralph.
Yeah.
Harris, right? Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, I can see that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Never heard of him.
He's got the Eddie Haskell thing going there,
Never
doesn't
heard
he?
of him.
I'm looking it up.
Yep. And watch a few episodes, then you'll see. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Miss any part of the Daily Blender? Download the free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 125th U.S. Open Golf Championship. Sam Burns is a 5-time winner on the PGA Tour. He was on form entering this U.S. Open at Oakmont, having lost in a playoff at the RBC Canadian just a week ago. His 65 today, a career best for him at a U.S. Open, enough to give him the lead heading to the weekend. 3 under, he looks ahead to Saturday.
Look, it's a 72-hole golf tournament, and if you can get a round under par out here, no matter if it's 1 under, you'll take it. And so I think today was really nice, with the finish I had yesterday, and it felt like I played really well. So, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
J.J. Spawn right behind him at -2. Victor Hovland 1 under, seeking to become the first Scandinavian player ever to win a U.S. Open. 2013 Masters champ Adam Scott is even par. With this U.S. Open report, I'm Whit Watson, Westwood One Sports.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains June 13th through the 23rd. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Bottom line is Rodgers didn't have the Rams as an opportunity. The Jets told him it ain't here anymore. He might have looked at the Giants and go, yeah, I hear you. Met life, know what it's like, been there, done that. Don't want to be a bridge quarterback for a team that wasn't even sniffing the playoffs. Look at him. Number 8, your program. Is he number 1 in the hearts and minds of the Steeler fans? Maybe for some.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So, yeah, Eddie Haskell, he even had, like, blonde curly hair. Harris has brown curly hair. And you're not going to be able to really tell much by looking up Eddie Haskell Harris until you watch some of the videos.
Okay.
Then you'll see what we're talking
Leave it to
about.
Beaver, baby.
I looked it up and I was like, I don't really know. So I'll hear you out there.
You got to watch an episode of Leave It to Beaver, or at least the clips where Eddie Haskell's in it. Your dad says, well, then Randy has to be lumpy.
Oh, wow.
Well, he'd be lumpy. I'd go ahead and be Wally. I'll be Wally. No, I'd rather be Ward so I can smack the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, I don't see you as Wally.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to. We're not part of the show. Just Harris. 888-368-1580. Swave Dave says, Harris.
Hey, Slave Dave.
Been meaning to ask.
Yes.
You got the big microphone with the foam cover there, so once you know, it makes it look like you have a bushy beard on the camera right there.
Oh, does it really?
He said, how's that a question? Let me reread that.
Yeah,
hey, Harris, been meaning to ask if you got the big microphone with the foam cover so it'll look like you have a bushy beard on camera. Oh, that's the question. No, that's just the microphone that was there when he got there.
Okay. Yeah, that's been there. It's been here. Interesting suggestion, though.
It was more of a question. I just
Yeah.
messed up reading it. Sorry, Swave
It's
Dave.
okay.
Regal Beagle says, I swear to God, if we go LeBron versus Jordan talk, I'm going to take my Glock and I'm going to shoot my radio. This has been done to death.
He's not wrong, man.
Wow.
Well, he
He's
said
not
that
wrong.
at 4:18, so
I'm
yeah,
just-
Regal Beagle Radio, time of death.
I'm just answering the questions that the Fourth Dimension has given me. I'm not
It is
sure
a
I even wanna
tired
do it.
conversation.
It's a tiring conversation. Like, it is
No,
just
no. It's a
overdone.
tired
Can we
conversation.
bring Kobe into the conversation?
Oh,
No,
Kobe.
No, you can't.
What a
Why
pain
not?
in the ass he was.
No.
I want to bring him into it.
Look, dude, I love Kobe. Like, Kobe's awesome, but I
Ralph,
just don't
why
know.
just
if
pull
he's
this
that
crap
well.
on your own show.
Yeah, that's why you have your own show, Ralph. What's it called again?
Wow.
Dude, don't do my act. Chosen One says,
Dang it,
quoting Game
Jeffrey.
of Thrones, if you have to call yourself the king, you are no king. King of flops, maybe.
Right. If you have to call yourself a coach, you're no coach. Same thing.
Bruno Baller says, if Jordan would have stayed and after the Suns, they would have played the Rockets in the next finals, that would have been a tough matchup for them. I don't think we need to go retry any of these cases, it is what it is, what it was, what it shall be.
He
Yo mama.
never lost in the finals.
Ever.
Yeah, as long as Phil Jackson was there, when did Phil Jackson join Chicago? 91, right? So he never, when Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan were coaching and playing for the Chicago Bulls, there wasn't a year where he did not win a championship. Is that true?
Yes.
That is
Phil Jackson was the best
insane.
coach to ever coach basketball.
I think he's the best coach in the history of sports.
I mean, he went to the Lakers and did nothing but win.
Oh,
Well,
Phil
he
Jackson.
did nothing but genie bust. Delicious says
Good for him, though.
Jordan also had years shaved off his career due to the jungle ball defense played in the 80s. Yeah, that could be true too. Yeah,
Yeah, hand checking was allowed.
He was
then,
more
yeah.
90s, though, not 80s.
80s and
Cabana
90s, I guess.
also says, yeah, Jordan played when players could rip your head off. Most of LeBron's days were, well, the other guys are playing. I can't read it. I'm not reading it the way you typed it, but he says Bron is good and he's bigger, but he's not the best. He may be top 10, top 20, but not higher. Well, I think now that has gone a little too far in the other direction. LeBron is at least a top 10 player, I would say, but he's not the
For
GOAT.
sure. Question for you guys. Do you think the NBA should bring back hand checking? I think they should. Because they banned it.
Yeah, I'd
and
be all right
so
with
that's the difference between the 80s and 90s is you were allowed to stick your elbow and stick your hand right on the waist and sort
I
of slow him
think Bill
down.
Lambert should be hired by the NBA to make all the rules.
Well, he's a WNBA coach, actually.
The UFC.
Should they do
of
that in the
basketball.
WNBA is
UFC
what you're
again.
saying. The UFC.
Just the Tip says there's a lot of greatest players ever that have rings in the LeBron era. Fighting Wampa says, didn't everyone have a friend who was Eddie Haskell growing up? Yes.
Probably.
Walter Mellon says Jeffrey is at the same microphone cover that all spit on and everything from that guy. What's his name that used to be there? No, me? No,
Keon?
this is my personal microphone.
I think he's talking about Harris's.
Harris is using that's a newer microphone. Keon used that one. Phil used that one. Nobody else used that one.
Oh,
And
Phil
we
used
threw
it?
away the cover from our old pal Bruce because
It has Phil on it, though.
nobody would ever use it again. Lacrosse guy says MJ #1, and then way down you have Kobe at #2. Big divide between MJ and Kobe.
I don't think you can say who the best player is because
We've already covered this.
Yeah,
it's
you just
it's in
can't.
eras.
It's absolutely in eras.
I'm going to tell you something that isn't eras. I don't think Kobe. Like you brought up Kobe, Ralph. I don't even know if Kobe's the greatest player from his own era.
Absolutely. Is.
Who's better than Kobe in his
He's
era?
going to say some pathetic.
Tim
yeah,
Duncan.
there you go.
Tim Duncan. I knew Tim Duncan was coming.
Oh
He
my
loves him some
gosh.
Tim
Go
Duncan.
put
The
your cowboy
guy
hat
who
on.
has more MVPs, just as many championships. He was better for a
No, he
longer
wasn't.
time.
No, he wasn't.
And he never raped anyone.
By
That's right, and that's a qualifying point.
by 38 years old, Tim Duncan was an All NBA player.
Look, Kobe's not here anymore, so don't disrespect.
I love Kobe, man. I'm just saying.
Well,
Kobe was
you know,
better than Tim.
I don't
he
want
was
to
a
go down this
helicopter
rabbit
parent.
hole. Gosh darn it.
So, Moist one says Shaq was better than Kobe. Chosen
No, he
one
wasn't.
says I do agree with Ralph. Unfortunately, Phil Jackson is the GOAT of coaching.
He is.
Flog and Logger says, "Peace out, Orange Ball barfers."
Orange ball ball. What is that?
I guess he doesn't want us to talk basketball. Bruno Baller says everyone had an Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver and a Stifler from American Pie in their crew.
Oh yeah.
Just Tip says, look at the list
I
of
know that
greatest
movie.
players ever to not win a ring in the Jordan era.
Okay,
Because Jordan took him away from him.
yeah, Barkley,
Which is
Ewing.
good.
There's one they took away. Yeah.
Yeah,
see.
Ewing. I'm trying to think of some other. Stockton, Malone.
The guy from Portland. Clyde.
He ended up getting one in Houston.
Clyde
Did he get
Drexler.
one? He got
Yeah,
one in Houston.
He got one
that's
in
right.
Houston. Yeah,
He lost a lot of them though.
He did lose a lot. Yeah, Gary Payton. Well, he ended
Just
up
the
getting
Tip
one.
says 05 Kobe would win 4-0 in any series against Duncan.
Oh yeah.
What do you? Basketball wasn't meant to be a one-on-one sport. If you're saying Kobe versus Duncan in a one-on-one, like maybe
different
Kobe's
players.
a better one-on-one player, but in general, I just think Tim Duncan was just more of a winner.
I hate when you bring
Gosh
math in.
darn it, you're taking me into. Oh, we're going down this hole officially. I don't want to.
Regal Beagle says, I
But I
think
can't
Harris is a dead ringer for Horseshack from Welcome Back, Cotter.
He does a little bit.
I haven't
He's
seen
got
it.
the hair.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say it's that bad.
Yeah, a
Maybe
little
if
bit.
Horseshack and Eddie Haskell had a baby.
If you squint, you kind of see
Maybe.
him.
Swave Dave says Paris To be clear, I was not talking fun at you, but I do commend you on practicing good oratory protection. Okay, I think I can translate this. He meant Harris, not Paris. Harris, to be clear, I wasn't making fun of you, but I commend you on practicing good oratory protection. Well, that's more for your protection, Swave Dave, because that keeps him from popping peas.
What is he talking about?
Your diseased mic foam right there.
Oh.
That I keep seeing you put your mouth on. I'm like, other people use that, right?
I am not putting my mouth on this microphone.
Phil's been on that.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just saying.
Bruno Baller says, you guys reminded me how wonderful classic TV is. Do you remember Mr. Ed, the horse that talked? I remember an episode where he played for the Dodgers.
That is true. I saw that episode. I never saw that live, but I saw reruns.
When I was a kid, I turned it on. I was like, I watched about 3 minutes, and I'm like, this is dumb as hell. And I just went out and played. I never watched that.
I never
show again.
remember that on TV when I was a kid. It was just reruns later.
Oh, it was always reruns.
Yeah.
It's black and white. I was born after black and white.
Yeah, I mean,
Cardinal Art says LeBron choked against Orlando for a chance in the finals against the Lakers. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, and you could say Jordan choked against the Pistons for a finals against Magic.
What?
No,
What?
not Magic. That was 88, wasn't it?
What?
Not
Jordan
against,
never choked. He went to the finals every time.
I'm not saying in the finals. Just before.
I know.
Before. Yeah.
And then you remember how Magic got AIDS, but he lived because he's rich.
Well,
I don't know what we're doing. If you're just shouting out stuff,
because
that's
if
what
you're
I'm
rich,
gonna
you
do.
can live with AIDS.
Yeah. Moist One says Kim Jong-un is the greatest.
What?
Thank you, Moist One. Fighting
Thank you,
Wampa
Moist
says if Mr. Ed ever played for the Dodgers, he was never a horse. He'd have had to have been a jackass at that point.
Wow.
Nicely done, Fighting Wampa. That's
Wow.
pretty good.
All right.
T. Alicia
All right.
says full fill meter is on overdrive with your Duncan take. Just quit while you're ahead, Harris.
Does Phil agree? Of course he agrees. Why wouldn't he? Because it's the right
No, I think
call.
you're just saying that when you do a dumb take that it's
How
reminding
is
him of-
Duncan a dumb take? Like he has more MVPs. He
Your
was better
face
for
is
a
a
long
dumb
time.
take.
He's won more games. He was so.
I can say anything I want. He never listens to what I say when I'm talking.
Usually when you make fun of my face, Jeffrey, I try to block it out because I feel differently about my
Let's
face
look at it
compared to
closer.
you.
That's better.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
let's
thought
look at it
everybody would like to
closer.
see the evidence.
Here's the evidence, folks.
All right, so I think we're all I was trying to do is talk about Russell Westbrook and see what happened.
No, that just blew up. in
That
your
just
face.
blew up. Yeah,
that's
we
all
got
right.
Down a rabbit hole.
So I don't know what to do with this. I don't understand. I understand, but I don't understand that Caitlin Clark getting injured evidently has had just devastating effects on the ratings
Yeah,
for the
huge.
WNBA.
Mhm.
53% drop
Yeah.
since she was not there.
Wow.
She can't be the only reason to watch the WNBA. I know
She
it's like,
is.
wow, she's a star. Wow, she's great.
She
But does
is
that-
the only reason.
But there's
You're not wrong,
she can't,
Ralph.
Is
Have
she
you watched
so
the
far
WNBA?
ahead
I mean,
of
what, who said
everybody
that?
else? Is she so far
Yes.
ahead of everybody else that there's no point in even watching when she's not on the court?
Yes.
Then everybody should only ever watch Indiana Fever.
Look, the WNBA sucks. It has always sucked. It hasn't gotten better because Keon said it was good. It's not good. It's a
Keon said it
bad-
was good.
Oh, he loved
Keon
it.
loved him some WNBA.
It's
He's
not a
big
good
fan.
basketball league. I mean, they're not good at all. She is different. She actually is pretty darn impressive if you watch her play.
She's the only one.
She's impressive.
Is there
She-
anybody else as good as Caitlin Clark? If they're
No.
not, are they 90%? Are they at least 80%? Are
There's-
they 70%? Is anybody close to Caitlin
Look,
Clark?
there's a few that are, but people
Aja
are,
Wilson says Moist One.
yeah, she's good, but she's not Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark will sit there, dribble the ball, take it 3 steps back, and throw it up half court and swish it. I mean, she does it all the time. She's ridiculous, and her passing skills. She looks like Magic Johnson out there. She's an unbelievable player. There's nobody that can touch her in the WNBA, and that's why they don't like her.
I'm gonna.
Because she makes them
yeah.
look bad.
I'll put it in NBA terms. Asia Wilson is Tim Duncan.
Oh
And,
my
Kate-
gosh.
oh no. Let me keep. And Caitlin Clark is Steph Curry. Like people
Clark
loved
is-
watching Tim. Like Tim Duncan was amazing, and he was probably the best player in his era, or second at least. But he wasn't necessarily getting a ton of new people watching it, such as say Steph Curry. A lot of people started watching him, and he was really good. So to put it blunt, like that's how good.
Well, Paige Buchers is pretty good, right?
She's pretty good. I
She's
don't
been injured, so that hasn't helped.
I think there are just better products to watch than the WNBA. And it's not the basketball, it's just how it's covered and the conversation that it invokes, man. Like
Shame
I can't
on you women.
I can't.
No, listen. Shame on you women. You want everybody to support the sports of women, but then when one Michael Jordan of women's basketball is injured, you all turn off your TV sets. That is on you. You're either a fan or you're not a fan. You're a fair weather fan. You're a bad fan. So it is on the women who watch the WNBA. If you're turning off the TV because she doesn't happen to be on the court, you are the problem. You are not the solution.
They're not WNBA fans, though. They're Caitlin Clark fans.
There aren't
I don't like the WNBA, but
Ralph,
I like Caitlin Clark.
Let's be honest.
I'm with you, Ralph.
It ain't because Caitlin's a hottie. They're there to see somebody play some great basketball.
It's not about
which
how
means that they're a women's basketball fan. They're a women's basketball fan, then that means they're a WNBA fan. You are more than likely, statistically, a woman. So you basically are not. No, I stand by that. Anyway, so you're undoing all the good that's done. You want us to take women's sports seriously, but you're not watching yourselves.
First of all, if she plucked her eyebrows a little bit, she'd be a lot better looking. We'll get past that.
Oh my gosh. No, we're not getting
She
down.
is
We're not
fine looking. You and I are both dads of
No.
daughters who are
Yeah, I
nearly her age. Shame on you for that.
I know. I'm just messing with you. But no, she's just fun to watch. I mean, the talent is there. And when you watch the rest of these teams without her, it's so bad. When the league edifies and pushes up a girl, Angel Reese, that the only reason she's the rebound leader of the league is because she can't make her shot go in. So she keeps rebounding her own shot. That's the only reason she leads the league in rebounds, because she misses so many shots.
She has a 30% field goal percentage.
She's terrible, but
30%.
yet they talk about what a great player. She's not. She's horrible.
That is not even a Hall of Fame batting.
I mean, she's a
But
bad
everybody's
player.
kind of looked at her as more of a Dennis Rodman type than a great shooter.
Right, but she's not even that. Honestly, the WNBA is, and I hate to say it, they're so political. That league is so highly political that it's turned so
Here we
many
go.
people off. It has. It's turned people off.
Okay, I'll explain.
Tell me
this,
I'm
Ralph.
wrong.
Oh, you're not wrong. I'll explain this. You know, one reason why the NFL I think is so popular is because you get your Colin Kaepernicks and you get your Tim Tebow's or Kirk Cousins. In the WNBA, I'm not sure you get a lot of people with other worldviews. And so
That's
it's
true.
not appealing to a ton of different audiences. I'm not even taking a political stance on that. I'm just saying from what it is. It just appeals to a really niche audience.
It's true.
And so statistically, when you're telling a ton of other people of different worldviews and groups saying we're not going to welcome you here indirectly, well, they're not going to bother. I'm a big basketball fan, but look, sometimes there are just better products to watch than the
And here's the
WNBA.
problem you have.
It's
This is
real.
how stupid the WNBA is. You've got
Yeah.
this girl in Caitlin Clark that came into your league who is just better than any female basketball player we've ever seen in our lifetimes, right? And
Right.
she's brought this group of people with her. And instead of embracing that and building off that, what have they done? They've pushed her away. They've told her, we don't like you. You don't fit our agenda.
Yep.
So therefore, we're not going to give you the attention you deserve. It's just ridiculous. Why would you do that? The money that she can make you and the people that she's bringing to you that are now leaving because they don't want to see the rest of you is just stupid.
All right, listen, we're running late for a break. We're going to do that. But
Cook
first,
this.
Harris's dad says, greetings from the pasture. Molly, Dolly, and Fancy, the cows, are living large.
Oh my gosh.
on our fresh cut of hay.
Yep, that's it.
That's
my
your
backyard.
property? That's
Yep.
really cool.
Yep.
That's
I love
beautiful.
That. That really is.
And you
Yep.
get tadpoles in that little creek right there?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Actually,
that's
I
the
don't
way to
like-
go.
Yeah.
You can see
Yeah.
the tornado in the distance. That's really cool.
Yeah, crazy weather there. I can see Molly just hanging out.
That's really beautiful.
Yep.
All right, listen, we'll take the break. We'll come back and pick it right back up on your text. But no more Jordan versus LeBron, please. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender is streamed live on YouTube. Search 1580 The Fanatic to watch.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains June 13th through the 23rd. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, hey, you want to see something cool? For the people out there who are watching on the YouTube or on the Twitter or Facebook, we have this new feature where I can show you screens off my computer. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Oh, I was trying to show you. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is what the text line looks like. So whenever I read your texts and stuff, this is what it looks like. So there you go.
I see Rorschach.
Oh, yeah. Just a Tip put that in there. Just Tip also says, as long as I've been listening and as long as Ralph has been spewing his hyperbolic bandwagon fan garbage, I agree with him on his WNBA opinion.
It totally checks out.
Come to the right side, finally.
So there you go.
I also agree with a lot of things that Ralph said. Yeah.
I disagree with what I said. I feel like that's what was really important. So
have you watched Caitlin Clark?
Yes.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm not saying she's really not great as everybody. She comes as advertised, but I just kind of feel like the rest of the product can't be that far behind her.
It is.
Also, one thing that just really, it kind of drives me nuts. There was one time when Caitlin Clark was talking about a game and a player asked Caitlin Clark, was asked about Caitlin Clark, and she basically said that she needs to be more political and speak more about certain matters. And this is also the same player.
She doesn't.
This is also the same player that tried to, I think, checked her like out of nowhere for no reason. It's like, you know what, man? Like, sometimes you don't have to be political extremely publicly. And I think it's a good thing for the WNBA right now, because what the WNBA needs, I didn't say a conservative, I didn't say a Democrat. I just said someone who is apolitical, someone who maybe has political opinions, can have whatever opinions that she wants, but maybe she doesn't want to talk about them publicly. And that is okay.
God, you're
There's
wrong.
nothing
You know
wrong
what
with
you're
that.
wrong about, Harris? Here's where you're wrong.
What am I wrong about?
They need players who play well. That's all they need. We don't need anybody talking politics, you know. I mean, I know that there's a time that you do need to step up and say what you need to say about what's happening
There
in
is
the
a
world.
time. There is
and
a time.
I have all the respect for the African-American players who kneel or speak out or do what they got to do. But in general, your job is to play really great basketball or football or baseball or hockey. Your forum comes after that. So I think somebody who's saying, well, Caitlin needs to talk her politics. No, Caitlin is telling you everything she needs to tell you right now just by being amazing playing the basketball. So
She's a phenomenal player.
Why put that on others? If you choose to take that path and express yourself in that way, I salute you, fellow American. But if somebody decides not to, that's none of your damn business. And it's not a detriment. It's not a diss. It's not something that makes them worse than. It doesn't make you better than. It just means you have decided to go that way, and that person is doing their own thing.
I agree with you 100%. I also agree with Harris, though, to the point that the problem with WNBA, too, is that them and ESPN are partners. And they both have that same agenda, right? And so
down
that's
that rabbit hole.
when you watch a game, Jeffrey, that's all you listen to. And people just turn it off. They don't want to see it. So that's why with Caitlin Clark not being there, I can understand 53% of the audience has disappeared.
I feel like as men, if we watch WNBA, we'd watch the game and we would just tune out whatever they're saying because, you know, women.
I do, but I mean, a lot of people don't.
we have that ability.
We do have that ability. We do.
Kyle
Selective
G
hearing.
says, I was forced to watch my 3 younger sisters play women's basketball. I've suffered enough. I will never watch that garbage again. I don't know if I agree. It's garbage. The women's basketball I've watched, you can see that it's improving. You can see they're getting better. They got a ways to go. And maybe one of the ways Caitlin Clark ends up affecting the game the most is later on when she's a coach and she can help others play as well as she does.
And
that's the best. That's the best way to go.
And the issue isn't necessarily with women's college basketball because the national championship last year, without Caitlin Clark, you know how many people watched it? 8.5 million people.
Well, women's college basketball is better than the WNBA.
You know what the WNBA would do to get 8.5 million viewers for anything? Anything in the world? They've never come close. Like they're filling like 20% of stadiums. Like
unless Caitlin's playing.
It's unless Caitlin Clark's playing, that thing is full. And the WNBA is seeing this. And Caitlin Clark is what Tiger Woods was to golf, what Michael Jordan was to basketball, is what Caitlin Clark is to the WNBA.
Let's take a moment with that.
Okay.
Did Tiger Woods inspire more people to golf?
Absolutely.
I think he did.
Absolutely.
Did Tiger Woods inspire more people of color to golf?
I think he did. Yeah.
We haven't seen the fruit of that labor so much. I see a whole lot of crackers and honkies out there on the course. I don't see a whole lot of people of color.
Well, the game has changed. It's more European than it was anything now. If you
All
really
right,
look
so
at the game
also
and stuff.
let's go on now to Michael Jordan. Did Michael Jordan inspire a whole bunch of people to start playing basketball?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he inspired a lot of people to wear Nikes. I don't know if it inspired more people to play ball. I don't think it's fair to put this on the shoulders of Caitlin Clark, but what it is if they produced a Caitlin Clark, then they can produce more. And that means that the college game has changed. It's never about Michael Jordan. It's never about Tiger Woods. It's never about that. It's about the process. And now I don't think it's right to make a kid golf since he was 2 years old, unless he really wants to. But for the rest of the sports, okay, let's rewind back a little more. Odell Beckham Jr. had this amazing one-handed catch for the Giants. And what happened after that? I saw it myself. All these kids who are playing in Pee Wee football, they started catching with one hand. They started practicing that. And I'm like, guys, that's a mistake. You should learn how to catch with two first and then work on catching with one hand.
It was pretty fun, though.
So,
I remember doing it during class.
But here's the thing that whatever got taught, whatever got experienced. Oh, here comes Steph Curry, 3-3-3. Now everybody's shooting threes. Why? Because inspired by him, they started doing more of that. So maybe Caitlin Clark right now is inspiring the next bunch of people in college, and then college will start to produce more players. So this is maybe the first drop in that huge bucket, but you can't expect it all to happen right now. I think it happens when she's a coach.
The problem is WNBA is fighting it. I think when you're using comparisons,
Ralph is right.
I think of Wayne Gretzky, right?
How do you see them fighting it?
what some players have said about Kate. Like
they don't like her.
The
Jeff.
players,
That's not
like
the
there are players that
WNBA.
have said
That's
that,
other
yeah.
players.
But the WNBA doesn't say
They're in
anything
the
about the fact
WNBA
that they
itself.
say it. That's
Yeah.
the problem. They condone it. I think about Wayne Gretzky, right? The fact when he came to the Kings, there was no teams on the West Coast besides the Kings, right? And all of a sudden, because he brought the popularity of hockey to that area of the country, we started building out teams. Arizona got a team. Seattle gets San Jose got a team, right? But look what the NHL did, right? It grew and expanded because they used this great key player, this iconic player, to help spread the game, which you have in Caitlin Clark. But the league doesn't like her in that sense because the players talk a lot of racial garbage about her. She's the wrong color. I'm sorry, she just is.
She's not the only white person in the
No,
NBA.
but she's the best player in the NBA, and she's white, and that doesn't fit their agenda. And she's not gay, and that doesn't fit their agenda.
I feel like you're applying some of these things that have been unspoken by the people themselves.
It's been spoken. She's the wrong gender.
Well, by who?
I'm not the wrong gender. She's the wrong color, and she's the wrong whatever you call that. She's not gay. Those two things
I
are
don't know
very
that that's
prominent.
actually been spoken.
WNBA is prominent LGBTQ. That's the majority of the players are that, and the majority of players are black. And they don't like her because she's not them.
You know what? You don't listen. All the elbows and the hits and stuff. That was rookie treatment. That was the same as any
Still
rookie has
going on
ever
this year.
gotten in the
Hasn't changed.
WNBA.
Hasn't changed this year.
Yeah,
So,
the Angel
I don't-
Reese, Caitlin Clark, like, okay, so I'll give my 2 cents. I'm still hung up on the Tiger Woods thing. The reason why I compared her to Tiger Woods is because Tiger Woods brought a crazy big audience into golf. Michael Jordan brought a crazy big audience into basketball. Look at the ratings when those two played and when those two didn't play. Because this whole
But
conversation
the level of
started.
play was already there. They were great, but
right.
there was still a high level of play in those sports.
Different audience.
What you're telling me is the WNBA doesn't have the level of play to support.
The level of play in the WNBA is actually pretty solid. It is improved. Now, back to my original point is let's think about how this conversation started. It started because since Caitlin Clark hasn't played, there's a 58% drop in the ratings.
Mhm.
I'm using Tiger Woods as an example and Michael Jordan as an example to say, look at the ratings when they didn't play because they were just worlds types of popular. I mean, Jordan in 98 with the Jazz had like 30 million viewers per game. He leaves 99. Spurs Knicks averages like 16, like a 50% drop off. Tiger Woods is the same way. I don't even think LeBron James is that type of popular for the NBA. But now, Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, she is that type of popular for the WNBA. So I see this for the WNBA, regardless of what you think of them, as a major opportunity for them to grow more revenue. Major opportunity. That's why I use the comparison.
More Caitlin Clarks in high school right now and in college, and in the future you'll see the play elevate even more. I don't know if I'm ready to say, oh yeah, there's reversed racism and reversed sexual bigotry in the WNBA. I'm not going to put that label on everybody else but Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. I'd like to see more before I just start saying that is like a fact. But
there's data to show you that I'd be more than happy to share with you.
No, there
really
like
is.
everybody on Facebook
Because we just
I
it's
have
funny,
data. I can show you.
We just
about
hit all this on our show a
about
couple
this
weeks
horse
ago.
medicine.
It's like the CIA.
We hit on this on our show a couple weeks ago. There's all this stuff out there that I can show you. It's just
Well, then that's just kind of sad. If it's
It is
true,
sad.
it's sad. But I am not ready
very
to
sad.
concede that would be absolutely the case. That's all. Cardinal Art says, Ralph, stop it, bro. Hefty Lefty says, counterpoint, they don't have as much a problem with INSQ, and she's white and heterosexual. She's also about as good a player as Clark. INSQ
she's
doesn't
not.
have the fans that Clark has, though.
She's not as good as that's ridiculous.
And then there's that pretty blonde girl who showed up. They're not giving
one
her
in
a
LA?
hard time. So listen, we got to take a break. And hour 3 is next. Daily Blender 1580, the Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 125th U.S. Open Golf Championship, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Sam Burns shot 65 in the early wave on Friday and was able to sit back and watch for the afternoon. His two-day total of 3 under, that's good enough for the lead. J.J. Spawn at -2, Victor Hovland at -1. World number 1 in 2025 PGA champ Scotty Scheffler is 4 over heading to the weekend, seeking his first U.S. Open title.
Definitely not out of the tournament. Today I think with the way I was hitting it, was easily a day I could have been going home and battled pretty hard to stay in there and pour over. We'll see what the lead is after today, but around this golf course, I don't think Binding's out of the tournament.
Scheffler is 7 shots back with rain in the forecast this weekend. With this U.S. Open report, I'm Whit Watson, Westwood One Sports.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
O'Reilly! Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The basketball playoffs are wrapping up, but the action is still heating up on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. The app is simple to use. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code ROAM and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you get the $50 bonus credit just for playing. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down, because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. Friday the 13th, he's decided to take the day off because he's afraid of it, but that's all right. We got Ralph from Harmon Solar. We got Harris Hicks from Tennessee. We got you guys from the text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, boy, this is an awful lot of conversation that we've been having about Caitlin Clark and the fact that when she's not on the court, the ratings drop by almost 50%, or actually over 50%. So with all the people talking about it, I'm going to ask right now, we're going to do a poll. Be honest. Does anybody actually watch the WNBA? Ralph, do you watch the WNBA?
I only watch, honestly, when I know Caitlin Clark's on TV, sometimes I will turn on to watch her because I do like watching her play.
I don't even know when she's on and off. All I know is she's hurt right now. I don't even know.
Play a lot of fever games, not because of her. So you see them on a lot.
Harris, do you enjoy WNBA?
No.
Yeah. So if anybody actually watches, I would really like to hear from you more than everybody else, just because what the hell do we know? You know,
you watch it? No. Then why are we talking about it?
That's the other thing. There's a lot of people with a lot to say about something they don't even watch.
We talked about this on our show 2 weeks ago. It took over an hour of our time because there was so much conversation about it.
Gosh, this is like what the WNBA is, though. Is it's just like the discussion around it is just so seemingly like unhealthy versus
I challenge everybody.
It's so unhealthy.
I challenge everybody to go watch some WNBA games. You know, we've got a team. The Mercury been here for a good amount of time. They've won championships, probably more championships than any of the big four.
Don't watch them.
So
they're really bad.
They're winning. Every time I look, they're winning.
No, they're not good.
Chosen One says, I find it funny that if you locked Angel Reese in a gym overnight, she'd leave with 100 points and 5,000 rebounds. That math works out, yes.
I mean, they coined the phrase "me bound" because of her. I mean, it's like crazy.
Me bound. Oh my gosh.
Well, hey, at least she gets her own.
I haven't
rebound.
even heard that.
Swave Dave
Yeah.
says, I know I'm speaking off topic, but anyone else see that they're coming out with a sequel to Spaceballs? Yeah, I'm against it.
Really? A sequel to that movie?
Yeah. Okay. So
Can't.
old Mel Brooks is almost 100.
Yeah, he's still kicking, dude.
And he's got Bill Pullman. And but he doesn't have the following dead people: John Candy, Joan Rivers, Dick Van Patten. Those people are gone. Everyone else, yeah, I guess. And
leave
then
it
they're
alone.
saying, well, Bill Pullman's son will be in it, and Rick Moranis will come out of retirement just to do his role as Dark Helmet. But
No.
I just wish they wouldn't do this.
That's a classic. Leave it alone.
And Mel Brooks, who's 99 years old when they start filming, is going to play Yogurt.
Are they really going to do it?
Yeah, it's not April Fool's. So I don't know what is going on with Mel Brooks, but he keeps tagging on to all these great movies with garbage.
That'd be like redoing Blazing Saddles. You can't do that.
Just don't even think it. Don't ever say it again.
Right?
Don't tempt Mel Brooks.
Have you seen that movie, Harris?
No.
Oh my gosh.
It will offend your sensibilities at every turn. Just
Gotta
remember,
watch it.
It's satire.
All right.
It's satire written
hilarious.
by Richard Pryor. He was one of the main writers on that. So when you hear certain words, understand it's satire. We tried to show it to one of our teenagers, and they're like, I can't watch this. We didn't even get to the eating beans fart scene around the campfire.
Yeah, they redid it in 2020. They got done. They did the intro. They showed the credits. That was it. They couldn't show anything.
That's as much as you could see. It's very politically
It is one of
incorrect.
the funniest satire movies you'll ever watch.
But what it does is it says more about who we are as a people than what the words say. But
I mean, we went from not caring to now everything offends us.
Yeah.
Hey, we're the we're the Gen X. We're we
That's
can
my
handle it. I guess no one
generation.
else can.
We're offended.
Your
by
generation sucks.
everything.
Yeah, Harris, your generation sucks.
Sorry, guys. I'll try to be better.
We did this to you, but you suck.
You guys did do this to us.
Moist
Yeah,
One
it's your
says, I
fault.
watch WNBI on mute, and then I listen to Mom Rock. I have no idea what that is. What is Mom Rock? I don't want to know. Dropping the Soap says, Michael Jordan spared me to hire more nannies.
What?
What?
What does that mean?
I had no
Michael
idea.
Jordan is
does
spared
that
me
even
to inspired me to
Inspired
hire
me.
more nannies.
Did he have
What
something
was
with
it?
a nanny?
Was he boning nannies or something?
No idea.
No idea either.
Well,
Jonesy says, Caitlin Clark's skills are not necessarily teachable. God-given talent to shoot the ball like Curry. You know what, though? I don't agree. I mean, yes, some people have a God-given talent, but you can teach male and female alike how to play better basketball.
She's like if Curry and Magic had babies. I'm telling you, she
Does
has the
she have
shot.
AIDS?
She has the shot of Curry, and she has the vision on the court of Magic.
side note, I think he meant to the texter previously, the Michael Jordan nannies comment. I think he's talking about Tiger Woods because I think Tiger's wife was a nanny. I think he's getting to that,
There.
but I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
Lost Toby says Caitlin Clark is as gay as they come. No, she's not. She's got a
not.
boyfriend.
Yeah, she's a long time boyfriend.
Not true at all.
Then in the next breath, our friend from the ACLU, by the way, says, Ralph, stop watching Newsmax and listening to Alex Jones.
Never seen a minute of Newsmax.
Hefty Lefty says,
He didn't deny.
Don't even know what Newsmax is.
Hefty Lefty says, counterpoint, they don't have as much a problem with INSQ. What, did I reread that?
Yeah,
I
you
felt like
read
I read that.
You did.
Oh, the next one was, if you don't think INSQ is as good a basketball player as Clark, then your actual knowledge of what a good player is needs some serious work. Their court vision and passing is equal. Clark shoots more from deep, but INSQ has better handles. With Watkins coming up in 2 years, Page and Clark now, and INSQ, the great forwards in the league like Stewie and Wilson, the league is going in the right direction in terms of just talent.
I agree that Ionescu is a great player. I just don't think she's at the level of Clark. That's all.
So there's one. Hefty Lefty watches WNBA.
Does he really?
One. Two, Cabana says, I watch only when Indiana plays. All right, so I scratched that one off. I mean, I'm talking about people who just watch before Caitlin Clark. Says tickets dropped 80% since she got hurt. Cunningham, pretty white girl from Phoenix, is now in Indiana. Yes, that's correct. Buffalo Mike says, I can name 20 sports that I would watch before the WNBA.
20?
ESPN especially goes out of their way to pump up the WNBA on all their platforms. But the ratings are just facts. No, I get it, Buffalo Mike. And listen, it hasn't really occurred to me watch the WNBA. I mean, I've always been honest about that. I'm just not that interested in it.
Yeah.
I've had some ideas on how to make it better, and I was told to shut the hell up. So, what am I going to say?
I'd like to hear those ideas.
Well, the one idea. Oh, wow. Thank you, honey. Okay. No, not you, Ralph.
Should tell her that I'm not going to make you sick today.
My my wife just handed me this can of Pringles. Look at that.
What flavor?
Beer can chicken flavored.
So
got me some.
So Jeffrey, Michael Porter Jr. actually had your same idea.
What's that? To lower the rim so that women can dunk, and it would make it more entertaining.
That is so demeaning. I love it.
It's not demeaning. Here it is. Ralph, understand. If all of men, listen, there was a time in World War II where men were just all mostly shorter. And there were the genetics of man. They change pretty quick. So, but men used to be shorter. At least 100 years ago, the average height of man was different. And so I was thinking, man, if men were suddenly 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", nobody's able to dunk.
Right.
I would say the same thing. Well, maybe it's time to lower the rim so it's not easy, but in range for people of a certain height to dunk.
Sure.
And I said the same thing about women's basketball. They didn't like that.
But I think it wasn't
fair. Demeaning.
It's a fair point because they use a smaller ball.
Yeah. That's what I've also said. Oh, okay. So you want the exact same height? Well, then you should use the exact same ball.
Right.
But it's not fair. Okay, I just really don't understand you people. And by you people, I mean women.
Oh, I thought when you said you people, you meant Keon.
No, I always understood.
I can see him. I can see him not liking that.
No, he hated it. he really did hate it.
I can see him hating that. Yeah.
But listen, my heart was in a good place. It wasn't in a way of demeaning.
Fair point.
It was a math. It was just about math. If you're this tall and this is the average, then bring it to where the average is. If the average height of an NBA player is this, and you've got a 9 foot, 10 foot basket,
10 foot.
If it's 10 feet for this average height, whatever the female average height is, match it. And it wouldn't be demeaning or horrible because Ralph is right about this. If you're going to leave it here, use the same size ball.
Right. I think that's interesting. Like as a 6'2" white man, and you being probably, how tall are you?
Well, I was born 5'11" 3/4, but I have shrunk 2 inches in my
I've lost
older
2 inches
age.
too. So I'm 6 foot now too. But when I was younger, I'm sure you did this too. We used to go to the elementary school and play on the 8-foot rims.
Love it. In fact, that's how I hurt my shoulders when I was 45.
And it was actually fun to
That's
watch
awesome.
compared to if we were playing on 10-foot rims.
Oh yeah, you do a tomahawk dump.
Yeah.
And
It
just
was cool.
I
So
used
why
to do
not
the
that?
exact same thing when I was
If the
a kid.
WNBA did that, you're right. We'd probably get
it
more
would
people that
make
want to
it
watch it.
more entertaining. And I just wish that they didn't take it wrong. I'm not trying to be a masochist. I'm not trying to be misogynistic. I'm not trying to be anti-women. I'm trying to help. That's just,
You're adjusting it to their body types.
But if you say, how dare you? No, we'll never even consider it. Okay, well, enjoy bad
Mediocrity.
product.
Yeah.
Cabana says it's fun to watch the WNBA because it's harder hitting. It's a dirtier game than the men. Also, they let some men-looking players play in a girls' league. No, that can't stop, Cabana. They're not. That's not
She's just
happening.
talking about Brittany Griner. That's all.
They're not talking. And then she's stop it, everybody. Hefty Lefty says someone call Keon. He watches more WNBA than anyone in Phoenix.
He does.
One of
He's
my
not
friends
talking to us anymore.
Really?
I invited him to
channel.
the draft show, and he just blew us off.
One
I
of
would
my
love
friends
to have him back on
absolutely-
to hear what he thinks. He just yell at all of us at this point.
He does. He likes.
He's like, I don't work there anymore, and
Yeah.
just flame us.
How often would he get mad? Would you say he has more of like a
Oh,
short
we'd push-
fuse than myself?
We'd push his buttons. He'd get mad.
Oh,
He
really?
was pretty cool. He was pretty cool, but
Oh.
occasionally he'd lose his mind. He'd lose his mind.
Who has more of a short fuse, him or myself? Who would you say?
You get
Nobody
mad?
cares about you. We're not afraid of you.
I've never seen you get mad.
What'd you say?
I've never seen you get mad.
Oh.
Is that what you think is mad? Oh, I just thought you were.
I'm trying to think of one time.
Jeffrey, has he ever gotten mad?
When Jeffrey got me mad. I don't really think he's.
I don't think you.
If you did, if I got Harris mad, he had the sense to keep it to himself.
Sometimes when he calls me unfunny, I get pretty sad.
You're not funny, Harris.
See that?
That's just
that right
truth.
there, Ralph. That right there.
That
makes me
hurts you?
sad. That hurts me.
Just the tip says no one can tell Mel when to quit. I don't know what that means. Mel Brooks. He's like, Jeffrey, at what point do we tell you to stand down?
Wow.
Anytime you want, I'm ready.
You've been buying for that for a long time. You want out.
Please.
Yeah.
Cardinal Art says, Ralph and Triple H, for you guys to not watch WNBA, you guys sure are on a Caitlin bra strap.
I said I do watch it sometimes. I don't know what you.
I just think Caitlin Clark is a really cool story. Like look, what Tiger Woods did for golf or Michael Jordan did for basketball as a sports fan, I'd want to be a part of that. So I think it's cool what Caitlin Clark is doing, and the league just really.
I mean,
isn't
Neil
embracing it
had
too much.
this
That's how I
infatuation
feel
with her
about
when
it.
she was at Iowa, and I never watched it. And I used to always poo-poo him, and then finally I watched her play, and I went, "That's really impressive." And she actually won me over because I wasn't a fan at all of that. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's her range. She can shoot from just so
just fun to watch.
far out. Like that's why if you pick, I mean, no WNBA player would last on like an NBA court, obviously, but if you could pick one, it'd be her because she can just shoot from so far
Well,
away.
Ionescu is just nailing threes. I mean, you could
Well,
see
she's
her
great
maybe.
too. But she's great too.
But
She's
like
number 2.
you would need if the athleticism difference, you would have to be able to shoot from far out so you can just get that much space to maneuver, I would say, against those NBA players.
Zay says Blazing Saddles would get Mel Brooks canceled in a heartbeat if it came out today.
In the
if
first
it
5
came
minutes.
out in the last 20 years, it would have.
Well,
same
they
thing.
actually replayed it 6 months ago on network TV. I saw it.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
As is.
I was shocked.
Well, they had to bleep some of the words.
Nothing.
Wasn't there bad words?
Yes, there was bad words.
Well, then it wasn't network TV.
Think about the old lady.
It wasn't network TV. Network would not.
Okay,
do
maybe
that.
it was cable. You're right. Maybe it was, but they played it because they made a big deal out of it, and I was just like, wow. Because the old lady, when she goes the pie and she says what she says, I was like, oh goodness.
Yep. But see, here's the thing. That is, if you really need help with it, and you're like, oh my god, it was like Mark Twain satire.
Yeah,
Mark Twain wrote the N-word in his books, but the entire purpose of the books was to show how wrong it was and how wrong racism was. And it was in that time period that people would talk that way. And he was able to show the humanity and change the thinking by using that. And Blazing Saddles, remember Richard Pryor, one of the best stand-up comedians of all time, was a writer on that. So it wasn't a bunch of white guys writing inward. It was Richard Pryor. And the way it's used in the movie is
classic
to show the racism, but also it's perfectly placed to make that point. And so yeah, as far as satire goes, that's why I hate that Mel Brooks is cashing in on. I hope he never touches that one because that one needs to stand alone. But just like stupid Adam Sandler, cashing in and tagging on more sequels and stuff. Please stop, guys. Please stop.
Remember the other day you were talking about baseball movies, and I told you about Bad News Bears. I mean, if you watch that first one, there's a lot of language in that movie. You just don't remember it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure because that was the
time
we grew up in.
That was the 70s. So
the Jet says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen," and well, you too, Ralph.
No thanks.
Cardinal Art says, "Suck it, Ralph."
Okay.
Your other bandwagon team is Indiana Fever now too, huh? Okay.
No, my bandwagon team is the Cardinals. I'm just kidding. I've never voted for the garbage team.
Oh my gosh.
You'd have to go find a rail to run you out on.
There was no opportunity there, and he just tried to squeeze that lemon.
It had to be like a 4x4 rail because I don't think a 2x4 rail would sort of hold your weight.
I can't wait for the NFL season so I can make fun of Kyler again.
Can I just tell you what's really bothering me right now about the Colts?
The ownership?
Well, no. What are you talking about?
That female owner is not bothering you? The one that walks around with the headset listening to the
Not
plays
at
being
all.
called? It's a little scary.
Okay, so
it's a little
if
micromanaging.
No, she was learning. This was during the
She's been
time.
doing that for a long time.
Her dad was the owner up in the owner's box, and she would listen to the thing. And she was basically said, the reason I do that is because I want to hear the conversation, see what's happening. When they tell me, oh, somebody missed something, I want to know, oh, it wasn't this person. It was actually this over here.
Right.
And she says, what better way to know if your GM is full of crap or not, or if your coach is full of crap or your players are full of crap by wearing that hat? No, I love those girls. I feel perfectly at ease that the future of the Colts in the hands of the Irsay daughters. I do. I got no problem with it. They were trained. They grew up in it. They learned in it. They worked every single job. And, I think the future is fine in their hands. Now, Danny Dimes, however, you're going to come at me and keep showing me video of, oh, he's killing it. Oh, he's great. And, they're going to shove him down my throat. And I hope it's as brilliant as their dad, because, yeah, Arch Manning could be ours if we play our cards right.
I don't know if Anthony Richardson will let you.
Anthony Richardson is done. That is over with.
He'll
And
be
he's
a
not
Titan.
going to stop anybody.
No,
If
he
he
will
can't
not.
stop Danny Dimes from taking his job, he ain't stopping nobody. He's not going to show up and all of a sudden win us a ton of games. Ain't happening.
He's a poor man's Randall Cunningham.
I'm
That's still
poor.
a pretty
I
good
have a-
player.
No,
Still a pretty good player.
he could have been Randall, but he doesn't have the head. He's got the arm. He's got the athletic ability. He just doesn't have the head.
Give him 3 years. He's just as old as Cam Ward is. He's
Done.
a young guy.
Just the tip says, Jeffrey, let's say you're 75. Everyone around you says you should just go follow your Colts from your lazy boy. Would you really stop doing radio? Dude, I'm ready to stop now. I don't even need a reason.
He's serious, too.
If I feel like it, I'll keep going. And right now, I feel like keeping going. He's like, well, why should Mel stop? I didn't say Mel should stop creating, but please stop creating garbage and attacking, like History of the World Part whatever they did. Horrible movie. All these little sequels, they're just not holding up. And
History of the World Part 1?
same thing with Adam Sandler. All his little extra, everything he's doing lately is just garbage. Ugh.
I'd like to see him do a
I
movie
love Mel
relevant to the
Brooks, but
times.
why undo all the good you've done?
But do a movie relevant to the times. That'd be interesting.
It would be nice to see him do that. I'd be
curious.
all for
It'd be
something
funny.
new. Yeah.
It'd be really funny.
The Jet says, I wouldn't put all my money on Arch Manning. He's yet to prove himself. I don't think he's going to have that great a year. Well, Harris disagrees vehemently.
I disagree. I think Arch is the truth. He was rated so highly coming out of high school, and he's been put in such a great situation at Texas. I mean, great coaching staff, 5-star talent around him. I think Arch Manning will have a great year. And contrary to popular belief, I think Arch is going to stick around at Texas for a couple years.
I think he will too.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's
No.
leaving.
If I'm
He's gonna stay a couple
no,
years.
if I'm
Jeffrey's
tanking,
in denial.
you can't stick around, Arch.
I think your tank is more than 1 year, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, yours might be. I think Anthony Richardson
Still be better than the Titans.
Honestly, I think Tennessee might be up for another first-round pick by the time he comes out too. So this
Oh
Cam
my
Ward will
gosh,
fail
could you
miserably.
imagine?
Listen, we need to take a break because I need to try
Don't
these
give me that much hope, Ralph.
beer can chicken Pringles that my wife just brought in, so I can tell you if they're worth a damn. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Miss any part of the Daily Blender? Download the free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 125th U.S. Open Golf Championship, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Sam Burns shot 65 in the early wave on Friday and was able to sit back and watch for the afternoon. His two-day total of 3 under, that's good enough for the lead. J.J. Spawn at -2, Victor Hovland at -1. World number 1 and 2025 PGA champ Scotty Scheffler is 4 over heading to the weekend, seeking his first U.S. Open title.
Definitely not out of the tournament today. I think with the way I was hitting it, was easily a day I could have been going home and battled pretty hard to stay in there. And 4 over, we'll see what the lead is after today. But around this golf course, I don't think Biding's out of the tournament.
Scheffler is 7 shots back with rain in the forecast this weekend. With this U.S. Open report, I'm Whit Watson, Westwood One Sports.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals. to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Save $100 on the Craftsman V20 6-tool Power Tool Combo Kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
The Rich Eisen Show. So I'll need to see what the Knicks, at least what is their plan? Apparently their plan is to knock on the doors of other teams and ask for permission to speak to their all in terrific, clearly working out for them, head coaches. I guess the Knicks don't mind this being out there, or they knew it could potentially get out there, that this has been their plan.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So during the break, I had myself some of this Pringles beer can chicken, flavored Pringles. All right, they're pretty good. They taste fine. They just have sort of a different taste, and it took me a while to start to kind of taste that stale beer on the outside of it. You know what I mean? It's not overwhelming, but it's there. I wonder if no, it just smells like chips.
It's the old light beer from Miller taste, right?
Yeah, like water, right? It's just nothing. So whatever the case, it's I mean, if you gave me some of these, I'll eat them, and I'll eat the can. Not all at once, but I'll eat the can. But I really thought there'd be more flavor involved with the Pringles beer can chicken. So anyway,
Best thing about that beer was the commercials.
I haven't seen the commercials.
You don't remember those commercials back in the day?
Oh, I thought you meant for the Pringles.
No, I meant for the beer. That
Right.
light beer from Miller commercial, remember?
Oh yeah, it tastes great. Less filling. John Madden.
Yep, absolutely.
Love John Madden.
And then Euchre, right? Didn't Euchre come in and
was
do
in
one?
a bunch of people did them.
All right, so let's see. Cardinal Art says Traveling Bingo All-Stars is a good movie, Jeffco.
It is a good movie.
What in the hell is he talking
It's a
about?
baseball movie about the Negro Leagues. It's a Negro League team that I think Richard Pryor was in that movie. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Huh. I've never heard of
The
it.
Traveling All-Stars, yeah. Good
I
movie.
just put it in there, and I'll find it and watch that. Thank you for the tip. 888-368-1580. So let's see what's going on here at 5:30, which is mere minutes away. We've got the Pacers and the Thunder locking. I'm not going to make it. I was going to start throwing all these animal metaphors at you. It's no, I'm not doing that. Somebody else give me a metaphor. Go ahead, Harris.
A metaphor for this series? I can't have one on the spot. I would just say,
again, I keep forgetting that his mom writes down all his little comebacks and he has to read them in order whenever he goes to work. every
wait,
day.
I'm thinking.
Use your phone. Just look.
Like, wait, he's like, we're on 5. You're just jealous. Perfect.
The Thunder, they're like basically it's Duke and Houston. That's the metaphor I'm going to make when I made in the first hour. Like, that's exactly what it is. A young,
like Mel Brooks, you're just going to go ahead and recycle your comments from earlier.
Well, I already made a metaphor to describe the series, and that is a super young team that is better on paper, that has a higher ceiling, more talent, against a team that is experienced, that has been to very bright stages, that is gritty and underlooked, with an amazing coach. It's very similar to Duke and Houston in the Final Four. That's my metaphor. Not a flashy one, but a real
I will
one.
allow it.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Just a tip says I laid some chips in an aluminum pan on the top shelf of the Traeger. 20 minutes later, greatness. What would you season it with, though? That's the thing. What did you season it with?
How'd you smoke them? That's good.
And Just Tips he's got like 20 little trays of chips. It's like, are you having like parties? You must be having these huge parties of people coming around to have that many little trays of chips. Good on you, man. Good on you. What are y'all doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend, Ralph?
I'm actually going to Tucson tomorrow. Go see my daughter. My daughter lives down there.
Why?
Why does she live down there? She works down there. So.
You gonna try to talk her into moving back out of that hellhole?
I've tried, but she likes it down there. So I'm going to go visit her a little bit. And then
here's a pro tip. If you have to drive into Tucson, before you do anything else tonight, go to the AutoZone and get a fresh cabin air filter. Put that into your vehicle so you don't have to roll down the windows and smell all the bum pee. Because that's Tucson.
Now there's a Pringle flavor for you.
Bum pee. That's kind of this. It's kind of this. Yeah. Bruno Baller says, let's not forget, if you haven't mentioned it, Sunday is Father's Day. Oh, that's right. It's Father's Day. Yeah. I'm a
Happy
little bummed.
Father's Day, you guys.
I'm not going to be able to see my kids. My kids live in another state, and I wasn't able to work it out, but I got a great big old vacation on the way with them, so we're looking forward to that.
Cool.
But yeah, don't forget Father's Day. And you know what? I guess I'm not that excited about it because we get ripped off. Mother's Day, oh my God. They just get showered with flowers and this and that. And anyway, what do we get? Socks. Get a mug. Maybe a tie if you're the guy that wears ties. What did you get your dad for Father's Day, Harris?
Still working on it.
It's Friday, Harris.
I don't want to tell him. He might be listening.
Oh, he's listening.
It's not going to get there in time, Harris.
Amazon is pretty efficient.
Did you get him a bell for one of the cows? I mean, what'd you do?
Ooh,
Not
see,
telling.
that's
I'm
a
not
present for the
gonna
cow.
Say
though.
it. He's,
but this way
he's
he can hear the
listening.
cow.
He's listening.
Did you like
whiskey glass?
Say, hey, Mom, just write my name on anything.
Yeah.
How about you, Ralph? What do you want? What do you usually
I'll
get?
say, what am I getting my father?
What do you
Nothing, he's
usually
dead.
get?
Cue the piano music.
No, we don't.
Nothing.
We don't,
My kids hate
celebrate.
me.
We don't celebrate those things.
You don't celebrate
No.
Father's Day?
Mother's Day. We're not into the Hallmark holidays.
I get great gifts.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I do get great gifts. I mean, I'll get my big old bag of pistachios or a can of cashews, and then they always give me. I mean, I already have a gift here. I just haven't opened it yet. So like I love getting presents.
Your wife just gave you a gift.
Well, I don't know about.
I mean,
this.
that's worth more than any gift. She did it for you.
Beer
on
can, chicken Pringles.
Well, but it means what I mean is the meaning behind it. It was not Father's Day, and she got that for you. She was thinking of you.
Yeah. Well, she sent me a picture of these the last time she went to the store, and then I said, "You were right there. Why didn't you get them?" And that's why she brought them.
So
today.
you guilted her into them. Okay.
I requested these, but no.
Okay,
My wife
I take back all the nice things I said about her.
My wife gives me nice and thoughtful gifts. She does.
Right. And it doesn't have to be Father's Day for that, right?
I always
No.
get my dad a Bucky's mug. He loves himself.
A
some
Buc-ee's mug.
How
He
many
loves
Bucky's mug
himself
can a man
a
have?
Bucky's mug. I
What do you
got
have, 24?
Bucky's shirt, Bucky's socks. I've gotten them before.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have a Bucky's in the neighborhood?
But not like in the neighborhood. But
People are going to
it's
think he
nearest.
works there.
He's obsessed with it. I'm telling you, every redneck dad in the South is obsessed with that place. He met the mascot, and I've never seen a bigger smile in him in my life.
Harris's dad, if you're listening, send us the picture.
He probably yeah.
I'm
he
sure
has
there's
one.
a picture.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have seen it. It was like a kid in a candy store. It's
Really?
just blissing with joy.
For Buc-ee's.
For
Donnie-
Buc-ee's, dude, they've got those Southern dads hooked.
Donnie says,
And me.
all I ask for Father's Day is a ribeye and a beer. Here's the thing. You have babies. They can't make you a ribeye or anything.
Donnie
So now you're
Venmo
just going to ask your poor wife, who does all the real work, to get you a ribeye and a beer. I don't know if that's. Make sure she gets one too.
I got to give Donnie some credit. Donnie Venmo'd me, and he Venmo'd me a little bit more than I should have probably gotten for some pizza. And so, Donnie,
You
thanks,
asked for
man.
gas money, and I think he came through for
I
you.
think he came through. Thanks, Donnie. I appreciate it. Very kind. Very
He
kind.
just yelled, "Oh!" I thought he spelled beer wrong. Turns out he did not.
Mm.
He wants a ribeye, and it was BEEJ. And I was like, oh, so I just corrected it for him. He says, no, Beej. Oh, like he'd like to drive a Hummer.
Harris is
Now do we
nice.
all get it? Harris,
I got it the first time.
No.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get it. Hey, you guys want to see Just the Tips chips that he did in the Traeger?
Yeah.
Now that I have this this cool ability to show you,
I want to see him.
here we go, right there. There it is. Bam.
Oh wow.
Isn't that nice?
That is cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is Randy over there?
He's having like
Yeah,
17
Randy might
people
be.
over.
I think Randy's over
Randy's one of those 17. It might be a Friday the 13th hideout.
Can you believe 17 things of chips right there?
there. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, 888-368-1580. Don't forget to put your flags up tomorrow for Flag Day if you live in a place where you do that. I live in a place where everybody does that.
A house? I don't understand.
Well, not everybody does it though, Ralph. Not every
Uh,
community goes up there and puts flags out on Memorial Day and President's Day and Flag Day and stuff.
A lot of them do.
Well, I didn't listen. I'm not telling everybody how to live their life.
This isn't communist China. I mean, we can.
I mean, although somebody down the street has a Seahawks fan, so we put out the Cardinals fan
Did they put out their
flag.
Seahawks flag? I put out a Seahawks flag on game days.
I got a Colts flag, but I've never felt like really proud enough to put it out there. Like nothing good has
It's
happened
the
lately.
exact same way. I'm the exact same way with the Titans. I like hide it in my room.
So
That
I've got
makes
a
sense.
really nice Colts flag that's just like unweathered, perfect,
Yep.
never been hit by
Yeah.
UV rays.
Yeah. People are like, "What's that, Harris?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It's nothing."
Towel.
Yeah, it's just something I use to dry my face. It's nothing.
So speaking of drying your face, Padres are in town visiting the Arizona Diamondbacks.
What? Oh, that's
Well, I know
right.
you
Dodgers
hate them.
fan. Yeah. They're fans
And
of nuts.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but Ryan Nelson is on the mound versus Stephen Kolek. And I don't know that we've got the edge, at least on the betting line.
Yeah, they're favored. Diamondbacks are favored.
I
Are
don't
they
like
really?
that.
It's
I don't-
really odd, but they're favored.
Oh, well, see, I don't like that either. What do you mean it's really odd that they're favored?
Because they're not good.
Padres have 4 more wins than
Yeah.
the Diamondbacks.
They
So why is it so odd that they are favored?
They have 4 more wins. Ryan Nelson's pitching. I mean, no offense to Ryan Nelson, I just wouldn't expect the Diamondbacks to be favored against one of the best teams in
he's
the
one of the
MLB.
Diamondbacks' better pitchers with a 4.6 ERA.
That's
You-
horrible.
I know.
Yeah. That being said, Tatis is slumping. The Padres
is.
have had some injuries, so like maybe, but
The Dodgers just
We're
beat them
running out
up
of
pretty
pitchers.
much. So
The
Dodgers
Dodgers
took 2 out of 3
did
up from them.
beat
So
them up. So
you could. I hope the Diamondbacks. I'm pulling for Diamondbacks, obviously. So
Because you hate the Padres.
I hate. the
oh,
Padres.
Ralph just loves.
I love
And he
seeing
wants
LA
to see
go in
them
there and
slip
win.
down on the standings, right? That's why.
This is a good week though, because you got the Padres and the Diamondbacks going at it. Should be a good series, and you got the Dodgers and the Giants going at it. I mean, those are 2 great series.
Yeah, those are great series.
What do you mean, huh?
Just huh?
It's for if you like baseball, those are good, especially in NL West. Those are great series.
Yeah, okay. I'm not watching the Dodgers.
I didn't say you should. I'm
I'm
just
not going to
saying-
watch the Dodgers.
I didn't want you to. You should watch the Diamondbacks.
Donnie says, "What pizza are you getting tonight, Harris?"
Tonight.
Wait, I thought you were supposed to wait until Randy and I were around.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any pizza, so I don't quite know. I'll wait until Jeffrey and Randy are around because
Or-
I'd like to share a slice with both of them.
Just get a picture of Harris buying some crack. Send that picture over.
There you go, Donnie. This is what I got. Randy gave it to me.
If somebody were going to sell me crack, it's like you could totally rip me off. I have no idea what it actually looks like.
Yeah, I have no idea
What does
how
it look
much
like, Harris?
cost. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, your dad's listening. No,
Looks like a
I
rock.
don't know.
Looks like a rock.
I thought you said it looked like a pepperoni. This is crack. Oh, okay.
Here you go. Take it.
I think it looks like a rock. I don't know.
You know who I feel bad for?
Who?
I feel bad for Hunter Dobbins. Did you hear about all this mess? So Hunter Dobbins, the Red Sox pitcher, he shows up to play the nasty Yankees. And he basically just made the comment, if the Yankees were the last team to give me a contract, I'd retire. Now, there have been other players who've said similar things, but it's always a great line when you go there to New York to play them. And then somebody kind of looked up some stuff about his, we all have lore. We all have backstories.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how his dad, Lance, had twice been drafted by the New York Yankees before being traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's what he was told growing up. There was even a mention of a friendly relationship with a pitcher by the name of Andy Pettit.
Pettit.
There's
Pettit.
a lot of damn T's in that name.
Yeah,
Pettit.
Pettit.
Andy Pettit. Yeah.
It's not even spelled right for Pettit.
No, it's
Whatever.
not.
Anyway, so he says the whole backstory was stuff that I'd heard when I was growing up and seen pictures of my dad. And he says it. He said, it's just stuff my dad said, and that's kind of what got to me, and I grew to love the game. He says, I don't fact check my dad. Well, the New York Post did, and it turns out it's all a lie. His dad has been lying to him his entire 25 years. Turns out neither he or anyone that they can find remembers Lance Dobbins ever, being on any baseball team.
Wow.
He was not drafted. He did not play. And
Wow.
so this reporter from the New York Post went and spoke with the Yankees general manager, Brian Cashman, and Buck Showalter for the Diamondbacks. And they're like, who? Never heard of Lance Dobbins. So it turns out he did play 2 years for an independent league, but nothing in the Major League Baseball, never with the Yankees, never with the Diamondbacks. And so this poor kid is like, my dad was with the Yankees and he played for the Diamondbacks. And that's it. And then people are like, no, he didn't. He's like, yeah, he did. And no, he didn't. Here's the proof. Oh, geez.
Oh, my God.
How embarrassing is that?
That is bad.
Yeah, that would drive me. As if I was the son in that would make me very mad.
Your dad just absolutely lies to you your entire life. Now you are the face that is out in public getting drugged, but for talking like my dad. And then now, so
The
now when
son
he goes
looks like
back
the
and
idiot.
sees the Yankees again, I think anytime you see this guy pitch in an away game, he's just
Right.
giving them stuff to yell at him.
Oh, yeah, they're going to heckle the crap out of him.
I feel bad for him.
Me too. He didn't put himself in anything. Like, this wasn't his fault. He just walked in the crossfire without knowing.
Ralph,
What?
you got to feel bad for him.
No, because he shouldn't go around saying my dad played baseball. That's like going
Because
around
he
saying
thought
that-
his dad actually played baseball.
I mean, you don't need to start telling
What's
everybody
wrong with saying that?
that. I don't know. I put that in
You
the category
told
of
everybody
saying that I'm a
about-
head coach. I mean,
You
I don't
told
know.
everybody about how your dad made jumpsuits for Elvis.
I typically don't tell people that.
You said it on air.
That's so cool. Your
You
dad
said
made
it on this show
jumpsuits for Elvis.
before. That's Ralph's way of saying nobody listens.
Nobody listens.
So
He's
Ralph,
like, I said it on 1580 The Fanatic, so the
Nobody
secret's
knew.
safe.
Nobody knew about it.
that is so cool that your dad did.
Yes,
That's
my dad was his personal tailor.
That's so I don't know if I'm gonna one up you, but Elvis
You
used
won't.
to go in Memphis where my dad lived and handed out candy to some of the kids in the neighborhood. And my dad was one of those kids. So
No,
he-
wasn't that candy?
I have no idea. Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I haven't thought that far ahead in terms
Yeah,
of
my dad
asking
used to
him.
go over there all the time. He'd fly him over there, do stuff for him, come back.
Yeah, come back.
My
And so
dad
he ended up handing candy to all the kids that would come in the neighborhood. My dad
That's
was
cool.
one of those kids. Yep.
That's
I
pretty
was
cool.
watching Star Trek when Elvis died. That's my only connection to Elvis.
August 17th, 1970s? No, what?
Sitting on the floor in front of a black and white TV watching reruns of Star Trek. For me, it was like, wow, this is cool. It's brand new. I was like 6 years old. And then I remember these words coming out of my mouth. And I remember the moment like it was yesterday. Mom, who's Elvis? I was 6 years old. I'm like, who's Elvis? She's like, well, he's a singer. Why? He's dead. And she started crying.
Oh, wow.
If you
I
want
was like, so I guess I'll watch Star Trek tomorrow then, huh?
I told my mom, I asked my mom too. I said, hey, Mom, did you hear Elvis just died? She goes, does that mean that we're not going on tour with him? Because we were getting ready to go on tour with him in Europe.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I was taking off school for 3 months. So I was really upset.
Whoa, that is actually wild.
It does mean that, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. That is. I'm a huge Elvis guy. So, Ralph,
Really?
hearing that. Oh, I love Elvis. Kentucky Rain. I think Crying in the Chapel is probably my favorite. One of my
We're caught in a
favorite songs.
trap because we're up against a break.
Gosh
That's
darn
pretty
it.
good, Jeffrey.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains June 13th through the 23rd. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
We talk sports. 1580 The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ghetto Girl says, my grandson wants Pokemon Go to become a new professional sport. What do you think? Pokemon Go is a new professional sport. I didn't know anyone was still playing Pokemon Go.
Neither did I.
There was that big thing, I think it was during COVID, where everybody was wandering around in the streets.
Oh, yeah.
With their phone pointing at nothing. I knew somebody who bought a motorcycle so they could more effectively play Pokemon Go. And yeah, that dude was an idiot.
That's crazy.
But as far as professional sport, no, it's a video game. And I'm sorry, it is on our list of things that are and are not sports. Esports are not sports. Video games are not sports.
No, they're not.
0% sports. If you can do it with your thumb, there's no sport you can do just with your thumbs. You know what I'm
no
saying?
physical exertion in
Except
video
for
games
thumb wrestling.
whatsoever.
Thumb wrestling can be a sport.
I was going to say, it's thumb wrestling.
Takes
I am
strategy,
undefeated
too.
as a thumb wrestler, by the way.
That's interesting. Oh, you'd have to wrestle. One of my friends from college was so good. I could never beat him. He beat me probably 30 times to nothing. At the same time, man, it's my one weakness, but I've got super small thumbs.
So, well, Okay, well that tells us a lot
That's
about
a lot
you.
of information there.
Yeah. Your friend, was he double jointed?
No.
So the only person who ever beat me, and even he turned to me and said, it doesn't count because I'm double jointed. And I was like, I think it should count, because he's like, no, it wasn't fair. And his name is Bobby Basha. He was the nephew of Eddie Basha, who owned the Basha's grocery store chains. And I was thumb wrestling him, and this giant thumb would just kind of go disappear and then go, oh, bam. I'm like, what in the hell? Outside of that, I have thumb wrestled on television. I've had both hands going at the same time, staring at the TV, at the camera, and never looking, and still defeated everyone who came up. A line of people to the left of me, a line of people to the right of me. I was beating people left and right and talking to the guy on the other end of the TV the whole time. I am the Michael Jordan of thumb wrestling.
Looking at the camera is nuts.
Yeah, I
could
just
never
stared
be
right into that camera. It was oddly on a music video show, but that's a story for another time. So Ghetto Girl, sorry, tell your grandson to, go outside.
Go outside.
I mean, when it cools off, but go outside.
Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says pro baseball. Don't dart when you're doing talk to text. Oh, okay. Let's see what Kiss the Cook said. So the son found out the dad was lying about playing proof baseball. Oh, I see where it was. Yeah. I would like to be at that table for Father's Day. Yeah, I feel like somebody's not getting anything for Father's Day. Is the dude's dad still alive? I didn't even look at.
Don't know. Let's look.
Hold on here. Doesn't say. Well, I just read the whole story. Give me a break.
You read it fast.
Kiss the Cook, why did you just text fart? Why? Why would you do that?
He texted fart. Very serious text.
Ghetto Girl says
Not a laughing
Pokemon
matter.
Go is outside. I'm getting good at it. He really just wanted to see if you talk about Pokemon. Oh, I see.
He tricked you.
Well, Ghetto
tricked
Girl,
you.
well done. Well done, grandson. You can tell me your grandson's name and we can give him a shout out. You don't have to go through all this subterfuge, but that's right. You're right. Pokemon Go is outside, but it's not a sport. Never is a sport. Never will be a sport. Amen. The end.
I'll talk about Pokemon. Pokemon, I think, is the
Shut
only
your mouth.
thing.
Just shut your face. Just
Okay,
shut
I'm
up.
not a
Just shut up.
Pokemon
Shut your
guy,
mouth.
first off.
Shut your face. Shut your mouth. We're not talking Pokemon.
I just had a claim.
Shut up. Pacers 20,
All right.
Thunder 12 right now. 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Ouch. I still feel shot down.
You are shut down. We're not talking Pokemon. 8 points.
Fine. Fine.
What in the hell did you even have to say? Go ahead. We have 5 minutes of show left. Waste some of them.
I was just going to say, I think Pokemon is one of the few shows that's really popular to tons of different generations. It never was to me.
That's all you had to say?
Yeah.
That couldn't have been
Think of-
tweeted on your personal account?
Think of other things. Like, there's not many things that are actually popular to like a multitude of different generations. Pokemon's aged so well.
I really just want to talk about
I'm not a
PGA.
Pokemon guy though. Oh, actually, I can shut up now. I love golf.
I was getting ready to
Golf
talk
is so
about
much better. We can
golf
talk
is
about it.
over, right? The golf is done for the day.
Yeah.
Nope, everybody's done, and the cut line ended up being 7 over par. So Patrick Cantlay, who's 8 over, is now cut. Some other names that were close. Phil Mickelson, who said this is the last U.S. Open. He didn't make the cut. He was right
Dang.
below the line. So Patrick Cantlay.
Saw that coming.
Yeah. And then, woo, Lee didn't make the cut. Ludwig Adberg didn't make the cut. A lot of these guys, I don't know who's really good and not, to be honest. I'm just
My
looking.
pick didn't make the cut.
Well, who was your pick again?
Joaquin Neiman.
Neiman didn't make it?
No, he was plus 10.
Woof. That's really bad.
Bad swing and a miss on my part.
But at the very top is Randy White. He's right at the top, number 1. Doesn't mean Sam Burns is going to win the whole thing, but
could.
it's a tough course.
Look out for Ben Griffin. He's been red hot to start out the year. He was in it in the PGA. He was kind of in it in the Masters. He's won some tournaments this year. He is 4th right now at even. Look out for him.
My guy
been playing good
Scheffler is
golf.
down tied for 23rd.
So he's at least
he
kind of-
improved towards the end of the round.
He can still win it.
He's always there at the end.
With how hard this course is, if Scotty just plays his game and the course just continues to get hard and players struggle, he could win it. Unlikely though, but possible.
So Chosen One says that Father's Day ranks number 20 in all holidays. Christmas,
What?
number 1. Mother's Day is number 2. Arbor Day is actually 16.
Arbor Day?
Arbor Day is a bigger holiday than Father's Day.
Arbor Day. That's weird.
Thanksgiving's number 2, by the way, over Mother's Day. Thanksgiving is goated. Come on.
And don't get started with another goat conversation, please.
Easter's up. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't
Okay,
want to do it.
listen, ladies and gentlemen, and I need you to push the button on this, Harris.
Oh, we're
ladies and
Jeff Rabbit
gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1895, Émile Levasseur drove a Panhard et Levasseur car with a 2-cylinder, 750 RPM, 4-horsepower Daimler Phoenix engine over the finish line in the world's first ever automobile race. Now, here's the thing. Levasseur, it's French, a 732-mile course. He went from Paris, France to Bordeaux and back in 49 hours, which
holy crap.
15 miles an hour. That's why.
How did they make a course?
That's a long-ass course for a 2-cylinder, 4-horsepower car. That's actually really damned impressive.
That is impressive. Oh
And they're
my
like,
gosh.
What are these things you want called the roads? Yeah, because the roads weren't like paved like what we have today. So that was actually pretty speedy and impressive. Back then, 50 miles an hour. I remember a letter to Abraham Lincoln, this woman complaining about trains going through the countryside. And these giant things going through at breakneck speeds of 10 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour was breakneck speed. So 15 miles an hour was crazy. The race was, grown into bigger things. Over the next century, that race grew into the Grand Prix motor racing circuit and eventually Formula One. That's where it all started, was with a 2-cylinder, 750 RPM, 4-horsepower engine.
That is crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So, and we've only been driving for 130 years.
Only.
It's been 130 years since that race. And what's the first thing we did once we finally got the cars started? We got to race this thing. That was back when men were in charge for real.
Well, Randy gave that insightful thing about NASCAR. So now that's crazy how both of them just started like that. Huh.
It's not crazy.
It's just so interesting to me. Like very, very interesting how it started on like a 700 plus mile course. How do they make something like that? Did they just use roads with other civilians? Like were
you not listening? It was just a road. It was just a road.
Well, like were others
It wasn't a
on
track? It was
no. I know. I'm saying were
Oh my
others
God,
on
stop
the
asking
road?
questions.
Were others on the road? That's what I'm
Well,
asking.
I would imagine so, but at 15 miles an hour, you go, get out of the way, and they could hear you.
Think about how
You're
slow
not-
that is.
You're not going that fast.
Right. No, I didn't think of how slow that was.
And
I
they
knew-
probably had gloves on, and they probably had a little thing on their,
To
eyes.
give you an idea,
Yeah.
15 miles an hour is how long, how fast things go from your ear to your brain when other people talk, Harris. It's not that fast.
Wow.
that was a good
On that
was a
note,
good one, but it was
I didn't get a chance to tell everybody, and this is his public safety announcement. Antonio Brown is on the loose. He's wanted for murder. No, I'm sorry, attempted murder. He's wanted for attempted murder. So stay clear of Antonio Brown. If
Wow.
you see Antonio Brown, call the police.
Police.
Just saying.
Wow, a lot of discussion today, man.
I don't
A
have
lot.
time to explain why he's wanted for attempted murder.
We talked about Antonio Brown and the WNBA today.
Well, I'm trying to warn everybody, Harris. Quit interrupt me when I'm trying to interrupt. Oh, now it's too late. All right. Well, good luck with Antonio Brown. You're on your own. Have a great Father's Day. We'll see you Monday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One.